Not only countless pirates gathered on the Sabaody archipelago, but also a large number of bounty hunters and human traffickers. The most dangerous of them are not pirates and bounty hunters, but human traffickers. They are looking for prey in illegal areas. As long as they are targeted, it is difficult to escape their clutches. Some people who come here for the first time will be killed or robbed if they are not careful, and then captured by traffickers. There are many human trafficking shops and slave auctions on the Sabaody archipelago, providing human traffickers with a one-stop service of catching and selling people until the last bit of value of the prey is squeezed dry. There are powerful forces behind these slave auction houses, even the shadow of celestial dragons, so even Marine will not touch them. Marine also kindly refers to human trafficking shops and slave auction houses as job placement places, which means a place to help you find a job. I have to say, Marine is so dark sometimes. He talked about protecting justice and eradicating darkness. But the darkness is clearly right under their noses, but they turn a blind eye. All this is because Marine's immediate boss, the world government, is itself the greatest darkness. Celestial dragons are the darkest beings in this world. Nether is docked at GR Port number 13, which is an illegal area, and Port 10 is docked with many pirate ships. Lucifer took Enel and Baby 5 to the island to buy supplies, while Cavendish stayed on the boat to watch the boat. Hey, is that guy Lucifer? Unmistakable, it's the demon Lucifer. I didn't expect that he also arrived at the Sabaody archipelago. Among this year's supernovas, the demon Lucifer is the most dazzling, and the bounty has already exceeded 500 million Baileys. There are pirates around who recognize Lucifer's identity and whisper to each other. There was a hint of fear in the eyes looking at Lucifer. The devil Lucifer, with a bounty of 530 million Baileys, has committed a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. If you can kill him, Lousy will send it. This is a rare prey. If you miss this time, you will have no chance. There is also Thor Enel in the battle-made Baby 5, all three are bounty criminals. In addition to the pirates, many bounty hunters are eyeing Lucifer secretly. To be exact, they're after Lucifer's head. They were trembling with excitement holding the reward orders for Lucifer and Enel Baby 5. There is always a group of bounty hunters in this world who are not afraid of death. They were blinded by money, and when they saw Lucifer, there was only bounty in their eyes, and they completely forgot how terrible Lucifer was. Brave pirates and bounty hunters abound. In the original book, there are pirates who attacked Admiral Kizaru and bounty hunters who hunted down the Straw Hat pirates. Call out. A figure appeared beside Lucifer, laughing ferociously. Ha ha ha, more than 500 million heads, Lousy won. The huge machete slashed at Lucifer's neck, as if blood would splatter 3 feet in the next moment. Boom. With a gunshot, the man's head exploded, and the body fell powerlessly in a pool of blood. Stupid guy, it's disgusting. Behind Lucifer, Baby 5 withdrew his finger, and the finger that became the gun barrel was still smoking. Killing an overwhelmed clown didn't scare off the bounty hunters in the shadows. Instead, they showed up one by one. Soon, the 3 of Lucifer were surrounded by bounty hunters. There were hundreds of them. Demon Lucifer, you're done. Give it up, you're dead today. The head with a reward of more than 500 million must belong to Lousy. A group of bounty hunters were talking nonsense, with grim faces, staring at Lucifer as if they were their prey. Lucifer was expressionless, showing a pair of dead fish eyes, feeling a little bored. This kind of provocation by miscellaneous fish can't be avoided no matter where you go. It can only be said that there are too many miscellaneous fish in the world of One Piece who are not afraid of death. Kill it. Leave no one behind. Lucifer waved his hand boredly. As soon as the voice fell, Baby 5's hands turned into scimitars, turning into a gust of wind and rushing into the crowd. Accompanied by several screams and blood splashing, more than a dozen bounty hunters fell in a pool of blood. Bang! 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 Several bounty hunters shot Enel, the bullets piercing through the body, leaving several holes. One of the shots also went through Enel's head, leaving him without an eye. It's a pity that in the next second, lightning covered the wound and quickly returned to its original shape. It's really poor ants, it's time for you to experience the power of God. Enel laughed ferociously, his palm turned into a thunderbolt, and raised his hand to shoot a thunder dragon. Thunder Dragon roared and charged into the crowd, engulfing more than a dozen people in an instant. With a burst of screams, Tien and several bounty hunters were all electrocuted into coke. Lucifer looked at the dozen or so bounty hunters rushing up, and waved his hand, as if cutting through the space. Windblade. The gust of wind rose out of thin air and roared out, as sharp as a sharp blade. Puff. 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 A group of bounty hunters were cut off at the waist and died in an extremely miserable state. Soon, hundreds of bounty hunters were all dead in the hands of Lucifer. The green grass was stained red with blood, and the corpses spread all over the floor. The whole process did not exceed 20 seconds, and all the bounty hunters were dead. Lucifer did not receive the system prompt, indicating that this group of bounty hunters are just a group of worthless fish. What a waste of time. Lucifer shook his head and led Enel and Baby 5 into the center of town. Secretly, some pirates, bounty hunters and human traffickers onlookers finally knew what the demon Lucifer meant at this moment. Looking at the hundreds of corpses on the ground, they were all so frightened that their bodies turned cold. The few cowardly fellows were so frightened that their legs became weak, and they didn't even know when they knelt on the ground. This is Lucifer, the great pirate with a bounty of more than 500 million. It's too strong, it's a monster. It's not something people of our level can fight against. Some bounty hunters left GR13 one after another, never daring to appear in front of Lucifer again. But some pirates had other ideas. There are only 4 members of the Ghost Pirates now, maybe we can join Lucifer too. That's right, those 4 people are all cadres, and the Nether Pirates are still short of people. The demon Lucifer will definitely gain a firm foothold and become a big shot after entering New World. If we follow him, we will have a backer. After seeing how powerful Lucifer is, some pirates have the idea of seeking refuge. This is the so-called joining if you can't beat it. Soon, Lucifer came to this destination. 16,103 GR, Shocky's Ripoff Bar. This is a bar, but it is actually an information exchange. The boss Shaky is a retired pirate, and an old friend is Pluton Rayleigh. There are many pirates gathered on the Saboti archipelago, which is naturally Lucifer's favorite hunting ground. Before the hunting action starts, Lucifer needs to collect information about the prey. Squeak. Lucifer pushed the door open and saw a stream of blood streaking across his eyes. The boss, Shaky, with a cigarette in his mouth, is grabbing a pirate and beating him violently. Seeing Lucifer and the others come in, he smiled. "Ah, there are guests, welcome. I'm squeezing money from this pirate, just wait for me." It's the first time Lucifer has seen someone speak so confidently about stealing money. As Shaky punched down, streams of blood spurted out from the pirate's body. Soon, the pirate was beaten half to death. After stripping off all the money, Shaky threw him out of the house. "Welcome, please sit down, what would you like?" Shaky walked to the counter and asked, smoking a cigarette. 3 glasses of rum and information on the supernova pirates on the Saboti archipelago. Lucifer replied with a smile, "Yes, please wait a moment." Shaky was not surprised by Lucifer's purchase of information. Obviously, she also knew Lucifer's information very well, knowing that Lucifer has a hobby of hunting pirates. Soon, Shaky was placed in front of Lucifer with some information. There are not many supernova pirates who have arrived at the Saboti archipelago. There are only 2, namely the Raiden pirates and the Uzumaki pirates. The Thunder pirates? Hearing the word thunder and lightning, Enel was immediately interested and hurried over. Shaky said with a smile, "Thunder pirates, Captain Brad Scrane, zone hyphenation point fish fruit eel form ability. He can control the power of lightning, just like you, brother Enel." "HMPH, it's just zone, he's far from a god," Enel snorted disdainfully. As Logia, she is born with contempt for other abilities. Shaky smiled, not commenting on Enel's arrogance. The other is the Uzumaki pirates, Captain Harnett Oliphant, Paramecia Uzumaki fruit ability user, can control the wind, strong defense ability, has not been injured since debut. Only 2? Lucifer was a little dissatisfied, the quantity was too small. Shaky smiled slightly, there are only 2 supernova pirates, after all, you came too early. Lucifer was originally a member of the first half of the Grand Line, plus a horizontal push all the way, so it took just over 6 months to reach Saboti archipelago. But the pirates from all over the world are not so fast. Many pirates are still sailing, and there is still a distance from the Saboti archipelago. Of course, besides these 2, there is another pirate group that you should be interested in. Shaky took out another piece of information and said, "Saber-toothed tiger pirates, Captain Travis Fimmel, zone ancient species saber-toothed tiger form ability. They suffered a disastrous defeat in New World, just fled back to Paradise from New World, and now stay on the island. In the past few days, the saber-toothed tiger pirates are recruiting crew members. It seems that Travis wants to return to the New World. Why? Kill back again? Don't be whimsical." Lucifer frowned, showing a hint of sarcasm. After a disastrous defeat in New World, it is almost impossible for such a loser to make a comeback. That's right. I heard that they were hunted down by Beast's pirates, and the saber-toothed tiger was defeated, so they fled back to New World. Shaki agrees with Lucifer. I don't know how many pirates escape from New World every year, but none of them have succeeded in revenge. The pirate group that can defeat them will only get stronger, not to mention that the opponent of the saber-toothed tiger is Kaido of the Beasts. It should be the ability of the saber-toothed tiger that Kaido is targeting? Lucifer looked at the reward order of the saber-toothed tiger Travis, and the reward amounted to 460 million Baileys. What Kaido wants most is a zone ability user, let alone Travis as an ancient species. As long as Travis survives, Kaido's pursuit will never stop, unless Travis is willing to join Kaido. Looks like we're going to compete with Kaido for prey this time. Whether it's Travis's strength or his fruit ability, Lucifer is very satisfied. As long as Travis is killed, not only can he get a wave of killing points, but he can also get an ancient devil fruit. In this way, the target appeared under Lucifer's nose, and Lucifer had no reason to let it go. Thank you. Your information is very useful. This is the cost of buying information. Lucifer handed Shaki a stack of banknotes, very thick, over 20 million pelli. Ah, you are so generous, brother Lucifer. Shaki grinned. If you still need it in the future, please come to me, and I will give you the best discount. Shaki's favorite is a big spender like Lucifer. I will. Lucifer smiled and left the bar with Enel and Baby 5. Boom. The door of the bar closed. Shaki looked at the back of Lucifer leaving, and suddenly said, "How is this little brother? It's not bad. It's very good, aggressive, well qualified, and very strong." Pluton Rayleigh came out from behind the bar, still holding a bottle. "Ah? It's really rare for you to praise a newcomer so much." Shaki smiled, looking surprised. "No, I'm not complimenting, but a fact. This young man is strong." Recalling the observation Hockey who swept the bar just now, Rayleigh could feel the sharpness in that breath. Lucifer is very powerful, even he may not be able to defeat Lucifer. Rayleigh has never seen such a powerful young man in his 20s. "Roger, this sea is really wonderful. Where will the era you started go to the end?" Rayleigh suddenly felt a little emotional. "Hey, Shaki, I'm going out for a while, and I won't be back tonight." Rayleigh said suddenly. "You're not going to find another woman, are you? You have to pay attention, after all, you are not young." Shaki narrowed his eyes and revealed a playful smile. "Ha ha ha ha, I'm just happy to see an interesting newcomer today, and I just want to celebrate. After all, the people who could have a banquet with me are gone." Rayleigh waved, opened the door and left the bar. "Captain, there was a monster hiding behind the bar just now." On the street, Enel suddenly spoke. With Enel's observation Hockey, the existence of Pluton Rayleigh can be detected naturally. "I know, but he is not an enemy, so there is no need to confront him." Of course Lucifer would also like to hunt Pluton Rayleighs if he could. After all, he is a legendary pirate. If he is successfully hunted, he can gain a lot of killing points. But Pluton is not an ordinary person. Although his strength has declined due to old age, it is not easy to kill. Moreover, Lucifer is not a murderer who kills anyone at sight. He and Rayleigh met for the first time, and he has no ill intentions towards him. It is impossible to kill a retired legendary pirate for no reason. "Let's go and find these guys, they are our prey." Lucifer took out 3 reward orders. "Leave this guy to me." Enel drew out a reward order, which was Brad Scrane, an electric eel-capable user. It should be interesting for Raiden to face Raiden. Sabaody Archipelago, 16th GR. A notice for recruiting crew was pasted at the entrance of a hotel, and the sign was impressively marked with the logo of the saber-toothed tiger pirates. This hotel has been occupied by Travis as a temporary residence for the saber-toothed tiger pirates. A lot of people gathered outside the hotel, and they were all pirates who came here for their fame. The saber-toothed tiger pirates are still very famous, and there are many pirates who are willing to join them. In the hotel lobby, Travis, who was more than 5 meters tall, was eating and drinking, and the table was full of empty bowls and plates. More than a dozen pirates under him helped him serve the food at the same time, so they could barely keep up with his eating speed. "Hey, deliver the food faster, there is not enough barbecue." "There is also pizza, let's serve 10 more, Travis yelled. The pirate soldiers next to him were taken aback, and hurried to the kitchen to urge the dishes. At this moment, a pirate soldier ran in and shouted anxiously, "Captain Travis, we heard that the demon Lucifer has come to Sabaody Archipelago." Demon Lucifer? Is that the last brash brat? Travis stared, revealing a stern expression. That's right, it's him. The pirate soldiers nodded. Okay, well done, just in time. Lousy is worrying about not being able to find a strong subordinate. This brat comes just in time. The saber-toothed tiger pirates don't have to worry about not being able to recruit low-level miscellaneous soldiers, but it is difficult to find capable crew members. Travis was hunted down by the beast's pirates in New World this time. Although he escaped successfully, several cadres on board died, and he had to be replenished in time to restore his strength. Lucifer is famous and powerful enough, so Travis naturally has his eye on him. Lucifer would never have imagined that not only was he eyeing Travis, but Travis was also eyeing him. Send someone to keep an eye on him. Lousy will be here soon. Travis ate a piece of barbecue and said through gritted teeth. Yes, Captain Travis. The pirate soldiers listened to the order, and hurriedly withdrew respectfully. Soon, after clearing all the food on the table, Travis took people to find Lucifer himself. At this time, Lucifer was also approaching Travis. An unintentional coincidence, that could not escape fate. On a street of GR23 in Saboti Archipelago, Lucifer and Travis the saber-toothed tiger met unexpectedly. At this time, Lucifer has been separated from Enelbaby 5, and he is alone. But on the opposite side, there are hundreds of people in the dark, led by the saber-toothed tiger Travis himself. Lucifer, become Lousy's crew member, follow me, you can see the wider sea. Travis directly stated his intention. But Lucifer didn't speak, just stared at Travis with a dead fisheye, like looking at an idiot. How could a loser who fled back from the New World have the confidence to speak out? Lucifer took out the saber-toothed tiger's reward order and smiled lightly. Your bounty is only 460 million, and my base bounty is already 530 million. No matter how you look at it, you are weaker than me. How about I be the captain and you be my subordinate? Travis's face sank. Little brat, you are toasting and not eating fine wine. Lousy doesn't know why your bounty has risen so fast, but the power of the New World is beyond the comprehension of a brat like you. I'll give you one last chance, the daughter-in-law will answer when she understands. Don't think about it, the result is already obvious. The smile on Lucifer's face had faded, and now it was full of indifference. You are too weak. A loser, it's better to obediently go to hell. Call out. Lucifer disappeared instantly, and the next second, Travis the saber-toothed tiger was kicked away. His body turned into a cannonball, which went through 6 buildings in a row and flew hundreds of meters away. Call out. Before Travis landed, Lucifer had appeared beside Travis again. Speed is power. Have you ever been kicked by the speed of light? Lucifer finally understands why Kizaru has to say this sentence every time before kicking someone, and kicking someone with the lines is completely different. 510. Boom. Travis was kicked away again, and another 6 buildings were penetrated. The civilians nearby screamed and began to flee in all directions. And the pirate soldiers under the saber-toothed tiger Travis have been sluggish. They would never have imagined that their captain would be kicked by Lucifer as a ball, with no power to fight back. Boom. A huge building ruin was pushed away, and Travis climbed up from under the ruins. At this time, he had activated the ability of the saber-toothed tiger fruit and turned into an orc with tiger-headed fangs and sharp claws. Damn kid, you're messing with me. Watch Lousy tear you to pieces. In a flash, Travis turned into a black shadow and teleported in front of Lucifer, grabbing his head with 2 sharp claws. The claws are pitch black and covered with armament hockey. How can I say that Travis has also been to New World, and he has been in the New World for more than a year, so he naturally learned this power. However, his armament hockey is still too weak, far behind Lucifer. Boom. There was a loud noise, and a wave of air broke out. Travis's claw was blocked, and his claw hit a vacuum wall. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't move forward. Is this all your strength? It's so pitifully weak. Lucifer looked indifferent, raised his finger to Travis, flash ray. Call out. A laser beam instantly pierced Travis's chest and shot towards the Alchemon red tree behind him. Drizzy's armament hockey defense was like paper, shattered in an instant. With a loud bang, a great fireball burst out from under the Alchemon mangrove tree, and the whole mangrove tree collapsed. Suffering a heavy blow, Travis vomited blood, his body shrank rapidly, and changed from an orc back to a human form. After becoming an orc, the position of his organs changed. So the blow just now did not penetrate the heart, but it also caused Travis to be seriously injured and lost the power to fight again. You. How could your strength be so strong? Travis's eyes widened, and the depths of his pupils were full of shock and disbelief. Lucifer is so strong, it's frighteningly strong. Even the fleeing monsters that hunted them down in Beast's pirates were no match for Lucifer. Travis couldn't figure it out. Lucifer is obviously a rookie and has never even been to New World. Why is he so strong? His armament hockey, observation hockey, and fruit ability were all crushed by Lucifer. Your vision is too small, and your capacity is too small. You are just a frog in a well. Seeing the killing intent in Lucifer's eyes, Travis's heart skipped a beat. I surrender, and I am willing to be your subordinate. Please spare my life. Oh. No need. Before Travis could finish, he was interrupted by Lucifer. Call out. A laser ray pierced Travis's chest. This time it really hit Travis's heart. You'd better die here. Travis's eyes were blank, and he fell powerlessly into a pool of blood. Ding. Host killed the pirate Travis Fimmel and got 46,000 killing points. The system's prompt sounded, and Lucifer's killing point was increased by 46,000, reaching 96,000. It's not bad, it's a big fish. Lucifer raises his palm to Travis's body, softly, reborn. As soon as the words fell, the power of the saber-toothed tiger fruit was locked and captured. Soon, a new devil fruit was reborn in Lucifer's hands. Zone ancient species cat fruit saber-toothed tiger form. This is the best devil fruit Lucifer has recovered so far. With this fruit, the cheetah fruit can also be recovered by the system. Compared with the saber-toothed tiger fruit, Rob Lucci's cheetah fruit is naturally not worth mentioning, and it is useless to keep it. Seeing that Travis was killed, his hundreds of younger brothers were all frightened and stunned. After regaining consciousness, he turned into a bird and beast and fled in all directions. Captain Travis is dead. Run. That guy is a monster. None of the pirates dared to stay to avenge Travis, and everyone was busy running for their lives. Blade storm. Lucifer's flat voice rang out, but it sounded like thunder in the ears of many pirates. Countless flying swords and long knives pierced through the air, piercing through the back of a pirate in an instant. With screams, all the hundreds of pirates were killed by Lucifer, leaving no one behind. Ding. Host killed the pirates and got 2,600 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 1,700 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 1,400 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 800 killing points. A series of system prompts sounded, and Lucifer's kill point rose again by 12,000. The miscellaneous soldiers of the saber-toothed tiger pirates are different from those of other pirate groups. The miscellaneous soldiers here are all a little strong, few can give hundreds of kill points, and there are a few pirates worth thousands of kill points. Adding all killing points together is a good harvest. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament hockey. Pinnacle observation hockey. Advanced. Conqueror's hockey. Advanced kill points, 108,000. After this hunt, Lucifer's total kill points reached 108,000, surpassing the 100,000 mark again. Good. Lucifer was satisfied. New World's pirate group is really different. Killing one with a certain reputation can get almost 50,000 killing points. As long as he kills a few more, Lucifer will soon be able to make up 200,000 kill points again. Lucifer looked in the direction of the New World in the distance, full of anticipation in his heart. Taking one last look at Travis's body, Lucifer turned and walked away. After Lucifer left, Marine came in a hurry. Accompanied by the sound of hurried footsteps, a group of Marine soldiers appeared at the end of the street, the number of which was about 100. After seeing the corpses all over the ground, all Marine soldiers turned pale with fright. Hurry up, rescue the injured people quickly, and report the situation here to the headquarters. Colonel Marine quickly issued an order. Before coming, they had been notified that the murderer was Lucifer. Facing Lucifer, no Marine dared to pursue him, so he could only report the situation here to the headquarters and wait for the order from the headquarters. Marshal Sengoku knew that Lucifer caused riots on the Saboti archipelago, so he didn't take any action, but let the Marine soldiers rescue the people and maintain order. Naval Headquarters has made a strategy to let Lucifer into New World, and they don't want to conflict with Lucifer for a short time. Not to mention that all those who died in Lucifer's hands were pirates, and Naval Headquarters had no reason to make a move. On the other side, GR number 25, Saboti Archipelago. Rumble, thunder exploded. A bolt of lightning fell from the sky, struck a casino, and blew it into ruins. Enel stood on the roof of a building, waving a golden stick and laughing wildly. Call out. A flash of lightning shot out from the ruins. It was a figure wrapped in lightning. He has the head of an electric eel, which looks a little hideous and weird. This person is the captain of the Thunder Pirates, Brad Scrane, who has the power of the electric eel fruit. Raytheon Enel, what are you crazy about? Brad roared. At the same time, he glanced behind him and immediately cheered. Only because his crew was buried alive by the ruins. Even if they were not buried alive, they would have no way out after being attacked just now. Damn bastard, lousy can't spare you. Call out. Brad turned into a bolt of lightning, piercing through Enel's chest in an instant, leaving a big hole in his chest. It's just that Brad can't armament hockey, and can't hit Enel's entity at all. Thunder and lightning filled the hole, and Lucifer recovered quickly. It's useless. Your lightning is too weak, it can't compare to a god. Enel raised the golden stick and pointed it at the sky, and a thick thunderstorm suddenly fell from the sky. Brad bears the brunt of being hit by lightning. Boom. A group of fireballs erupted, and a figure flew out of the fireball, piercing through a house, and finally smashed heavily into the ruins. Cough cough cough, damn it. Brad vomited blood, his body was blackened, and he had multiple burns. Although he can also use the power of thunder, but his thunder is far worse than Enel. Whether it is the explosive power or temperature of lightning, it is not on the same level. Call out. A flash of lightning appeared above Brad's head, and before he could react, a pitch-black golden rod had already hit his head. Bang. 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 The shock wave erupted, cracking the ground inch by inch, and a large pit appeared. Brad was beaten to the point of bleeding, lying on the bottom of the pit with his eyes turned white, completely unconscious. Hey, this is too weak. Can such a guy have a bounty of 240 million Baileys? Enel looked at the unconscious Brad and shook his head. He didn't push at all, and Brad fell to his knees. Okay, since the goal is solved, let's go to the captain to gather. Baby 5 came behind Enel and said lightly. She didn't have a chance to make a move just now. Enel solved the enemy by himself. At the same time, Baby also has to sigh. Enel's strength is getting more and more terrifying. Not long after coming down from Sky Island, Enel has fully mastered armament hockey, and he is completely different from before. Combined with his thunder fruit and special observation hockey, Enel's strength is truly terrifying. The so-called supernova pirates were as weak as ants in front of him, and he killed them instantly. Captain, bring the man back. In a tavern, Enel throws an unconscious Brad at Lucifer's feet. Oh, it was a miserable fight. Lucifer glanced at the unconscious Brad, and smiled faintly. HMPH, if I don't fight at all, I haven't even used 1/10 of my strength, so he's going to die. Enel looked disdainful. It's normal. Although these supernovas are famous, they have never practiced hockey, so they are naturally not your opponents. When it comes to the new world, it won't be so easy. Hockey is the power of the new world. Generally speaking, if there is no chance, even a supernova will not have learned hockey when he arrived at Sabodi Archipelago. And Enel is a Logia Thunderfruit capable person, almost invincible in the first half of the Grand Line. Not to mention that he is also a Grandmaster Observation Hockey, and Armament Hockey has also reached the intermediate level, and his strength is already enough to crush a supernova. Electric Eel Brad, who has a bounty of 240 million Baileys, can be considered a harvest. With a hook of Lucifer's finger, a flying sword pierced through the air, piercing Brad's chest in an instant. The comatose Brad twitched, and then completely stopped breathing. Ding. Host killed the pirate Brad Scrane and got 24,000 killing points. The system's prompt sounded, and Lucifer's kill points increased to 132,000. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament hockey. Pinnacle observation hockey. Advanced. Conqueror's hockey. Advanced kill points, 132000. There is still a shortfall of 68,000, and we can make up 200,000. Lucifer glanced at the system panel, then cast his eyes on Brad's corpse, grabbed the palm of his hand, rebirth. The ability of the fruit of the word spirit comes into play, captures the power of the electric eel fruit, and fuses it into an apple on the table. Soon, the apple turned into an electric eel fruit at a speed visible to the naked eye. No matter how many times I watch it, I am still amazed by the captain's ability. Seeing this scene, Enel shook his head and sighed. The same goes for Baby 5. Recycling devil fruit is like a fairy tale, and it is simply impossible in people's impression. But now, it actually happened before their eyes. If Lucifer's ability spreads, it will definitely cause an uproar in the world. Whether it's a marine, a pirate, or a revolutionary army, they will be extremely afraid of Lucifer. Just like the Blackbeard pirates in the original book, after the news of their ability to seize power came out, they were feared by the forces all over the world. Zone electric eel fruit, so. Lucifer already has Enel, a lightning Logia ability user, so naturally he doesn't like a mere electric eel fruit. Let's bring it back to the system for recycling. Lucifer turned his hand and put away the electric eel fruit. By the way, where are the last Uzumaki pirates? Have you found them? Lucifer looked at Enel and Baby 5 and asked. No, we searched based on the information Shaki gave, but we didn't find them. The Sabaody archipelago is still very big. If a few people want to hide, they will not be able to find it for a while. Then just wait, don't worry, people are on the island anyway, and they can't escape. Let's take a stroll around the island first, maybe we will meet. As a hunter, you must be patient. As long as there is enough patience, no prey can escape the hunter's palm. Sabaody Archipelago number 19 GR, in a slave auction house. A group of pirates are sitting in the corner, participating in the auction. The guests next to them are far away from these pirates and dare not approach them. Just because they are the captain of the famous Uzumaki pirates. Hornet Oliphant is a supernova pirate with a bounty of 21,855 million. Captain, the demon Lucifer has also come to Sabaody Archipelago. A pirate soldier came behind Hornet and whispered in his ear. Hearing Lucifer's name, Hornet's pupils shrank, and a look of unnaturalness flashed across his face. Where are they? Hornet asked in a low voice. Lucifer previously appeared on 23rd GR, where he defeated the saber-toothed tiger pirates, and the saber-toothed tiger Travis died in Lucifer's hands. Thunder God Enel appeared on the 25th GR, and the electric eel Brad has also been defeated by him. As rumor has it, the demon Lucifer is keen on hunting down powerful pirates. I'm afraid their next target is our Uzumaki pirates. There are only a few pirates on the Sabaody archipelago with a reward of over 100 million. The saber-toothed tiger and Thunderbolt are gone, so it's their turn. The tone of the pirate soldiers was a little trembling, obviously feeling fear. Facing Lucifer, there is no member of the Uzumaki pirates who is not afraid. Captain, what shall we do? Yes, Captain, think of an idea. The demon Lucifer is so powerful that even the saber-toothed tiger Travis was easily killed by him. We can't be his opponents. Everyone in the Uzumaki pirates was scared, and they lost their fighting spirit before they saw Lucifer. Don't panic, idiots, Lousy isn't dead yet. Lucifer is also human and can die, so what's so scary? Hornet growled and cursed, calming down the surrounding crew members. Being cowardly before fighting is a sign of defeat. If Hornet wants to survive from death, he must first stabilize his heart. Wait until night, we will find a chance to get out of here. Lucifer hasn't found us yet. As long as he leaves Sabaody Archipelago, he won't be able to find us. Harry, is the coding done on the boat? Hornet looked at a pirate soldier and asked. The crossing is complete, and you can set sail at any time. The pirate soldiers nodded. That's good, everyone don't wander around during this time, we will leave tonight. If you want to enter New World from Sabaody Archipelago, there are 3 roads, sea, land and air. The land route must pass through the holy land of Mariajoy, and pirates cannot go. Can't fly, and neither can airways. So 99% of pirates can only go by water and enter the New World through the Fishmen Island. This process is very dangerous. Every year, countless pirate ships sink underwater due to coding failure. Many pirate ships died in the deep sea without even seeing the Fishmen Island. It stands to reason that it would be safer to set sail during the day. But the Uzumaki pirates are facing the threat of Luxie's law at this moment, so they can only take risks and go on the road at night. After a few hours, the auction ended. The guests in the auction house left one after another, but the Uzumaki pirates still sat in their seats and did not get up. They are still waiting. As long as they wait until night, their chance will come. Ah? Isn't this the famous Uzumaki pirates? What a coincidence. Suddenly, a playful voice came. Hornet froze for a moment, looked in the direction of the sound, and saw a young and handsome face. Demon Lucifer? Hornet's eyes widened, and the pirate soldiers next to him turned pale with fright. They also thought they could hide from Lucifer until night and then leave quietly. Unexpectedly, Lucifer didn't give them a chance at all. Lucifer, what do you want?
Harnett gritted his teeth, his voice low.
I didn't think about it. I was just bored and looking around casually. I didn't expect to meet you. It can only be said that we are destined, this is destined. You are doomed to die by my hands. Lucifer leaned back on the chair, smiled lightly, calmly. This is to use the most casual attitude and say the most ruthless words. Harnett looked gloomy, staring at Lucifer, and suddenly turned into a black shadow and shot out. At the same time, a roar came, run. Hartnett is not an idiot, on the contrary, he is very self-aware. Knowing that he is not Lucifer's opponent, he still wants to stay and fight him. That is not fearless, but suicidal. Harnett's speed was very fast, and in the blink of an eye, he had already disappeared and fled outside the auction hall. Dozens of his subordinates were stunned, their brains went blank, and they didn't react at all for a while. The captain ran away before the battle started. What should we do? A group of pirates and miscellaneous soldiers seemed to have 10,000 muddy horses galloping past. Boom. Suddenly, there was a loud noise outside the door.
Immediately afterwards, a gust of wind rushed into the auction house, smashing a wall to pieces.
Harnett was in the center of the gust of wind, gnashing his teeth, and his face became more gloomy. Hey, you want to run before you fight, isn't it too spineless? Enel walked in from the door, his body flashing with lightning, shaking his head. Just now Harnett was kicked back by Enel as soon as he escaped from the door. Damn it, is there anyone outside? Harnett looked at Enel, then at Lucifer, who was calm and breezy, feeling even more desperate. It's hard to deal with just a Logi as Enel, let alone an even scarier Lucifer. Wanting to escape under the eyes of these two people is simply as difficult as climbing to the sky. Okay, don't run away, since you met, let's fight. Pirates live to fight. Lucifer teleported to Harnett and said with a light smile. HMPH, don't think that I'm afraid of you and want to kill me, let's talk about breaking Lousy's defense. Harnett roared, and at the same time, a strong wind rolled up around him. A rapidly rotating tornado took shape instantly, wrapping it in the center. Harnett is a Paramecia Uzumaki fruit-capable person who can create and control strong winds. The violent wind is not only powerful in attack, but also extremely terrifying in defense. The gust of wind surrounding him is spinning, capable of dispelling all external attacks. Go to hell. Harnett grabbed it with his big hand, and the endless gust of wind roared, turning into 3 tornadoes and sweeping towards Lucifer. The ground was torn apart, the seats in the auction house were cut open, and everything that the tornado passed through was completely destroyed. The wall of vacuum. Lucifer raised his hand and pushed it out, a vacuum wall appeared in his palm, blocking the tornado. While Lucifer made a move, Enel and Baby 5 had already made moves against other members of the Uzumaki pirates. Enel confronted the 2 cadres of the Uzumaki pirates, and Baby 5 was in charge of dealing with other miscellaneous soldiers. Use the power of the wind? It just so happens that I have a few similar moves, so I'll open your eyes. Lucifer hooked his fingers, and the devil's whisper suddenly sounded, Windblade Kamaitachi Crescent Moon. As soon as the words fell, an endless gust of wind was generated around Lucifer, and then turned into 3 rounds of huge half-moon-shaped windblades that broke through the air. Puff puff. Harnett's attack tornado was instantly torn apart, as was his Uzumaki tornado defense. Kamaitachi Crescent directly split the auction house into 4 pieces. Accompanied by screams, Harnett fell into a pool of blood. His arms have been severed by Lucifer. It seems that your absolute defense is not as strong as you said. Lucifer walked up to Harnett and looked down at him with a playful expression. Why? Why are you attacking us? Aren't you a pirate yourself? Harnett hissing roar. He couldn't understand why people like Lucifer were so persistent in hunting pirates. There is no reason, I can only say that I am too bored and want to have some fun. Lucifer has heard this question many times, and many pirates who died at his hands will ask this question before they die. Lucifer is the answer every time. After all, the real reason cannot be told to outsiders. However, although this answer is outrageous, it is also the most reliable answer in some respects. There is no need for any reason to kill pirates. Windblade. Lucifer flicked his fingers, and a round of small windblades flew out, slicing across Hartnett's neck. As the blood shot out, a large head rose from the sky. There was unspeakable unwillingness and shock in Harnett's eyes. Ding. Host kills the pirate snake and gets 25,000 killing points. The system's prompt sounded, and Lucifer got another wave of killing points, and the total came to 157,000. At the same time, Lucifer also recovered Harnet's Uzumaki fruit. This fruit is not bad in paramecia, it is worth 20,000 killing points after the system appraisal. 1 fish and 2 eats, Lucifer made a lot of blood this time around. Captain Hartnett. Seeing Harnet's tragic death at the hands of Lucifer, members of the Uzumaki pirates changed their faces. But as a few bolts of lightning fell, they all followed Harnet into the underworld. So far, the 3 pirate groups selected by Lucifer have all been wiped out. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament hockey. Pinnacle observation hockey. Advanced. Conqueror's hockey 2.3. Advanced kill points, 157000. After killing 3 pirate groups in a row, Lucifer's total kill points have exceeded 150,000. Let the system recycle a few devil fruits to break through 200,000. The short-lived goal was achieved. Let's go, it's time to go back. Lucifer glanced at the messy slave auction, turned and left. After Lucifer left, the owner of the auction house came out from the backstage trembling. He didn't dare to trouble Lucifer, so he could only tell the big boss behind the scenes what happened here. Hello, is it the young master? Yes, it's me, Thoroughstar. Something happened to the auction house. The Nether pirates fought here and destroyed the auction house. What should we do now? Hey, young master, are you listening? Say something. The owner of the auction house yelled, but the phone bug had already closed his eyes, and the person on the other side had already hung up. That's right. Shichibukai Doflamingo is the man behind this slave auction. If the ordinary pirates were rushing to run wild in Doflamingo's territory, Heavenly Yaksha would have sent someone to deal with him long ago. It's a pity that it was the Nether pirates who caused the commotion this time. Facing the monster Lucifer, Doflamingo could only bear with it. What can I do? I am also desperate. So Doflamingo simply hung up the phone bug, neither listening nor disturbed. It's just a slave auction house, if it is destroyed, it will be destroyed. Doflamingo far away in the new world is planning a big operation. As long as this operation succeeds, he can take revenge on Lucifer completely. When it was late at night, Lucifer was sitting in the cabin of the Erebus. There are 7 devil fruits on the table in front of you. These devil fruits are cut fruit, cheetah fruit, door fruit, saber-toothed tiger fruit, electric eel fruit, Uzumaki fruit, and transparent fruit. System: recover cheetah fruit, electric eel fruit and Uzumaki fruit. Ding. The cheetah fruit, electric eel fruit and Uzumaki fruit were recovered successfully, and 70,000 killing points were obtained. After getting this kill point, Lucifer's total kill point rose to 227,000. Enough is enough. Lucifer opens the system store and finds Conqueror's hockey there. System: buy Peak Conqueror's hockey. Ding. Peak Conqueror's hockey was purchased successfully, 200,000 kill points were deducted, and the remaining kill points were 2,700,010. The electronic sound fell, and an extremely powerful force appeared in Lucifer's body, instantly filling his whole body. Lucifer stared, and burst out Conqueror's hockey involuntarily. Hockey set off a strong wind and waves, rushed out of the cabin, and roared away in all directions. In Baby Five's room, Baby Five was shrouded in Conqueror's shock, felt his brain go blank for a moment, and then completely lost consciousness. At the same time, Cavendish also lost consciousness and fell into a coma. Only Enel was still barely awake, but he tried his best to barely resist. The huge pressure brought by that momentum was like a mountain on his back. Enel bent down involuntarily, sweat rolling out. Hey, what happened? What the hell is the captain doing? Enel naturally knew that the center of the explosive force was Lucifer's room, but he couldn't figure out what kind of power it was. Could it be the power of the word spirit fruit again, or Conqueror's hockey? Enel could only think of 2 possibilities. Boom. An invisible airwave erupted, and the seawater around the Nether was stirred up by waves. With a sound explosion, the airwave finally disappeared. Inside the room, Lucifer retracts the Conqueror's hockey, and calm is restored again. Just now was Conqueror's hockey's aura that was inadvertently leaked when he reached the pinnacle level. Now, Lucifer has complete control over this power zone. Conqueror's hockey at the peak level can only be controlled by a true overlord with both mind, skill and body. In this state, it can be said that Conqueror's hockey is in a state of activation at any time. Just by raising the momentum, hockey can get all-around divergence. When hockey erupts, it can cause substantial damage to objects, and when it passes by, it can even make a battle-hardened warrior fall to the ground. Today's Cavendish is pretty good, but he couldn't withstand the impact of Lucifer's hockey, and he lost consciousness directly. The Pinnacle Conqueror's hockey can directly destroy the opponent with coercion. That's right. Working hard to accumulate killing points has finally paid off. Lucifer looked at the System Properties panel. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament hockey. Pinnacle observation hockey. Advanced. Conqueror's hockey. Pinnacle kill points, 27,000. But it's time to earn small goals again. After consumption, Lucifer only has 27,000 killing points left, and his wallet is empty. Time to go to the next hunting ground. Lucifer stepped out of the cabin and looked at the red line in the distance, with a glint of anticipation deep in his pupils. Lucifer and others stayed in the Saboti archipelago for 7 days to replenish the nautical supplies and also to rest. While a sailing adventure is fun, it also requires a break. Before entering the new world, you must nourish your energy and maintain your road condition at its peak. At the same time, during these 7 days, Lucifer also hunted and killed a group of pirates with a bounty of less than 100 million on the Saboti archipelago. Mosquitoes are small, but they are also meat. Lucifer got a total of 53,000 killing points for hunting these pirates. Lucifer raised the total number of killing points to 80,000, and finally set sail one night 7 days later. Under the control of Lucifer, Nether drove to the foot of the red line, then took off vertically, and slowly flew up to the red line that pierced into the sky. Mastering the ability to fly means having strong mobility. Lucifer doesn't need to venture into the new world from the bottom of the sea like other pirates. Crossing the red line from the sky is the safest way. Soon, the Nether flew onto the red line, which was tens of thousands of meters high. Under the cover of night, only the outline of the red Earth continent can be seen. In the darkness, there are 10 small luminous dots that are particularly eye-catching. There is the holy place of Mariajoy. Captain Lucifer, is that Mariajoy over there? Cavendish stood at the bow, looking curiously at the light spots in the distance. Legend has it that celestial dragons live in Mariajoy, where the gods dwell. Unfortunately, I haven't even been there. Although Baby 5 is Doflamingo's subordinate, he has never been to the Holy Land. There are very few pirates who have set foot in the Holy Land, and there are no more than 20 in total. Of course, except for the pirates who were captured as slaves. God? When God is mentioned, Enel becomes interested. Are there gods in Qinghai? Are they strong? I really want to fight with them to see which god is stronger. Enel's body flashed with lightning, and he was eager to try. No, they can't beat you. Lucifer shook his head. Celestial dragons are not only not strong, but very weak. Most celestial dragons are pitifully weak. Lucifer shook his head. They are weaker than you imagined. For example, the weakest pirate soldiers who died in your hands, weakened by 100 times, are almost the strength of celestial dragons. Hey, can such a miscellaneous fish become the god of the world? Enel's eyes widened instantly. Can such a guy become a god? Just kidding. There are so many strong people in Qinghai, he knows it. How could it not be the turn of these miscellaneous fish to be gods? In Enel's view, as a god, the most basic thing is to have strong strength. At the beginning of 983, he used his absolutely invincible strength to defeat the previous god of Sky Island, and only then did he grab the god position. It can only be said that celestial dragons have a few good ancestors. You can fight your father, your grandpa, your grandfather, your ancestors when you were born. Reincarnation is also a skill. The celestial dragons are weak, omnipotent, and disgusting, but you can't deny their power and status. Hands are stretched out for clothes, mouths are opened for food, and slaves are piled up. You don't have to do anything to enjoy the glory and wealth. Everyone envies such a life, and everyone dreams of it. Human nature is inherently evil. Although celestial dragons are the representatives of extremely evil human nature, there is no denying that they are the pursuit of countless human beings. Let's go first. I'll go to the Holy Land. Since you've come, of course you can't leave empty-handed. After speaking, Lucifer waved his hand, and the Nether crossed the red line and fell towards the endless sea. But he himself turned into a black shadow and flew towards the Holy Land Mariajoy. Soon, Lucifer was over Mariajoy. The observation hockey was turned on, and countless breaths of despair poured into Lucifer's perception instantly. At first glance, Mariajoy looks magnificent and majestic, like a paradise on earth. But in fact, here is the largest concentration of slaves in the world. In the underground of the castles, countless slaves were imprisoned. They were tortured day and night, howling miserably until they became numb and became like walking dead. This is the absolute justice act of the self-proclaimed righteous world government. I have to say that this is the greatest irony in the world. Better to die than to live, let me give you a ride. Lucifer flew into the sky and waved his hand, meteor volcano. Lucifer flew into the sky, waved his hand, meteor volcano. As soon as the words fell, countless huge volcanic bombs appeared beside Lucifer out of thin air. With Lucifer's control, the volcanic bombs crashed down, like a rainstorm of volcanic bombs. Boom. 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 When the volcanic bomb hit the target, a violent explosion occurred immediately, causing a monstrous fire. In the blink of an eye, half a Mariajoy was in flames. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 500 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 700 killing points. Ding. Host kills pirates and gets 400 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 600 killing points. A series of system prompts sounded, and Lucifer's killing points continued to rise. Most of Mariajoy's slaves are pirates. Before they were captured, they might have some strength, but after suffering endless torture, their strength has long since declined. So there are very few kill points. However, the accumulation of a small amount makes a lot, and the harvest should be good. Lucifer relieved them of their desperation, and that was their return. Clang. 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 A siren blared, and Mariajoy's escort and CP agents poured out from all directions. Enemy attack, there are enemies invading the Holy Land. Go and rescue all the celestial dragons. Where is the intruder? Where is the intruder? Forget about the intruder, the captain will deal with him, it's important that we save the celestial dragons first. If any celestial dragons are killed, we'll all be buried with them. Countless guards and CP agents set out to rescue the celestial dragons from the rubble. The celestial dragons buried under the rubble cursed one by one, "You untouchables, hurry up and save me. Damn pariah, hurry up, Ben Sheng is injured. Dare to harm the great celestial dragons, the most desperate punishment must be imposed on that intruder." Although the guards and agents rescued a batch of injured celestial dragons, many celestial dragons were killed or smashed to pieces when the volcanic bomb exploded. Seeing the dead celestial dragons one by one, many guards and agents felt chills and trembled with fright. They all know that today's incident has become a big deal. These people are not good at guarding, and all of them are capital crimes. At the same time, many more slaves escaped from their cages and began to flee or wreak havoc in the Mariajoy. A large number of guards, marine soldiers, CP agents and pirates clashed and started a melee. All of a sudden, the holy land of Mariajoy fell into chaos, with shouts of killing one after another. Lucifer was suspended in the sky, waved his big hand, and another wave of volcanic bombs crashed down. Inflict a second injury on this holy place. The marine and CP agents in the Holy Land all looked at the sky blankly, full of despair. Magma, isn't this the ability of Admiral Akainu? Could the intruder be the Marine Admiral? No, it's impossible, how could Marine Admiral do such a thing? Suffering continuous bombardment from volcanic bombs, countless buildings in Mariajoy collapsed and were razed to the ground. The sea of fire roared like an ancient monster, devouring and burning every human being. Meteor volcano, Admiral Akainu's special skill. I don't know how the Marine executives will react when they know about it. Lucifer smiled playfully, and at the same time his figure flashed and disappeared into the sky. Taking advantage of the chaos is the best opportunity to sneak into the Holy Land. Center of Mariajoy, Pangu Palace, boom. The bearded five elders slapped the golden tea table to pieces, roaring deafeningly. Dare to invade the Holy Land, how courageous. Where is the intruder? Has he been caught? Who is he? The five elders were all furious. In the 800 years since the establishment of the world government, Mariajoy has suffered only a handful of invasions. Murloc Tiger was the one who dared to invade Mariajoy last time, but he just released the slaves and didn't dare to attack the celestial dragons at all. Facing the five elders' questioning, a Marine Vice Admiral fell to his knees and trembled. So far, we haven't found any trace of the intruder. The attack comes from the sky, but it is dark now, the enemy has hidden its tracks, and it will take time to catch the intruder. Waste. Are you Marines all waste? Five elders flew into a rage. They don't want to hear any excuses, and they don't want to know any reasons, they just want results. Contact Naval Headquarters and ask Sengoku to send Admiral. At the same time, Do your best to save the celestial dragons, and nothing will happen to the celestial dragons. Yes, Lord 5 Elders. Marine Vice Admiral was sweating profusely and retreated hastily. Naval Headquarters, Marineford, Naval Headquarters. Nani? What do you mean, the Holy Land has been invaded? Marshal Sengoku holds the phone bug with an incredulous expression on his face. Yes, Marshal Sengoku, the Holy Land has been invaded, the celestial dragons have suffered a large number of casualties, and urgent support is needed. 5 Elders command, please send Admiral to the Marshal. The emergency gesture that the phone bug will contact Marine imitates perfectly. Okay, I'll arrange it right away. Sengoku didn't dare to be negligent, and quickly issued an order to support the Holy Land, and the entire naval headquarters shook. Numerous troops were assembled, and 2 Marine admirals were mobilized. Admiral Aokiji yawned with reluctance on his face. He had fallen asleep just now and was forcibly woken up from the bed. Even Kizaru, who was recovering from his injuries, was transferred, and he didn't dare to bargain with Sengoku at this time. If the support is not timely, not to mention overtime pay, you may be angered by celestial dragons, resulting in losing your job. As the Sea of Flames spread, the strangeness of the Holy Land of Mariajoy was particularly dazzling in the dark night. Pirates on the sea, residents and pirates on the Saboti archipelago, as long as they look up, they can see the flames soaring above Mariajoy. Hey, what happened? Is that the direction of Mariajoy? That's right, the Holy Land Mariajoy. Mariajoy caught fire? What a joke, how could Mariajoy catch fire? It must be man-made. Could someone dare to invade Mariajoy? This idea comes to many people's minds, but they dismiss it quickly. Invading the Holy Land of Mariajoy is simply a fantasy, never heard of. As the sacred place of the world government, invading Mariajoy is tantamount to courting death. In the eyes of outsiders, there are no such stupid people in this world. However, many knowledgeable and powerful pirates feel that this conjecture is likely to be true. It's incredible, but it's not like no one has done it. Many years ago, there was a Murloc who climbed up the Red Line with his bare hands, invaded Mariajoy, and freed all the slaves in the Holy Land. If there is one, there are two. Although there are few people who dare to challenge the majesty of God, it is not impossible. Today's intruder is the second. Countless journalists from the newspaper office were moved by the wind and took focus photos of Mariajoy from various angles. There are also countless newsbirds flying into the sky, flying towards Mariajoy. These specially trained newsbirds all know that this is a peerless news, and first-hand photos must be taken. Some eyeliners reported the news here to their bosses, and soon, some big shots in New World, the kings of the underground world, received the news that the Holy Land Mariajoy was suspected to have been invaded. What happened that night is destined to shake the whole world. Naval headquarters is very close to Mariajoy. Kizaru is the fastest and is the first to arrive. Aokiji is one step behind. The two looked at Mariajoy, who was caught in a sea of flames, and their eyes widened. Hey, this is too exaggerated. Aokiji looked at the sea of flames in front of him, cold sweat streaming down his forehead. Most of Mariajoy has been engulfed by the Sea of Flames, and the Marines, pirates, and celestial dragons in the Sea of Flames wailed miserably, because they were healing people. This is really terrible. Who is the intruder? It's really scary. Looking at the situation, it kind of looks like Sakazuki did it. Kizaru pursed his lips and said lewdly. Looking at the situation, it kind of looks like Sakazuki did it. Kizaru stood still, facing such a sea of flames. He could do nothing but let Aokiji take action. Aokiji leapt, jumped into the air, and shot 2 icicles from his palm, plunging straight into the depths of the Sea of Fire. Ice Age, an explosion of extreme cold air instantly extinguished the flames. It was originally a city of flames, but now it has become a city of ice. Call out. There was a flash of cold air, and Aokiji landed next to Kizaru. Don't be dazed. Many slaves have escaped, and the celestial dragons under the rubble must be rescued. Aokiji's face was covered with frost, causing the surrounding temperature to drop sharply. But at the moment his inner temperature is also very low. Looking at the countless slaves on Mariajoy, feeling the endless breath of despair, Aokiji's mood is very complicated. He joined Marine because he wanted to protect justice. But the scene in front of him is obviously not justice. Aokiji is confused. Since the Ohara incident, Aokiji has been confused about Marine's justice. At this moment, he was even more confused. Celestial dragons do all kinds of evil, creating countless tragedies and despair. And they, as Marine Admiral, want to help the evil. These slaves finally escaped from hell, but now he wants to send them back to hell. Is such behavior really just? Not only Aokiji, but even Kizaru is a bit confused. So although the two of them took action against those slaves, they both chose to take the initiative to destroy the Holy Land and kill Marine's pirate slaves. As for the commoner slaves who only cared about fleeing, Aokiji and Kizaru both chose to turn a blind eye. This is their last mercy as Marine admirals. Fortunately, it was Aokiji and Kizaru who came here this time. If Akainu came instead, these slaves, whether pirates or civilians, would be turned into ashes in the end. With the addition of the two admirals, Aokiji and Kizaru, the riots in the Holy Land were quickly brought under control, and many pirate slaves who were making trouble were also taken down. At the same time, Lucifer has invaded a magnificent palace. Bastard, who are you? When the two guards in suits saw Lucifer, they rushed up in a rage. Puff. 2 balls of blood shot out, and 2 guards in suits were pierced through their chests by long swords, and fell into a pool of blood. Ding. Host killed the CP agent and got 3,500 killing points. Ding. Host killed the CP agent and got 4,500 killing points. It is worthy of being the guard who personally protects the celestial dragons. Any miscellaneous soldier has 3 or 4,000 killing points. Lucifer, Demon Lucifer, you are the invader. The guard recognized Lucifer's identity, and quickly protected the 2 celestial dragons and fled towards other passages. Run. Saint Roswald, Saint Charles Rose. This guy is a notorious pirate. Why? We block him and ask the 2 adults to escape through the emergency passage. However, Celestial Dragon's temper broke out at this moment. Escape? Are you kidding me, a mere pirate? What right do we have to let us escape? We are gods. That's right, my son, a mere pirate, dares to act presumptuously in front of us, he must be severely punished. Hey, you guys, take him down, I'm going to take him as a slave, let him fight sharks in the tank. The 2 celestial dragons looked arrogant and domineering. Lucifer knew that the celestial dragons were not brainless, they simply had no brains. They don't know what to be afraid of, let alone what a threat is. From the day they became conscious, they were instilled with the idea that no one would dare to challenge the majesty of the celestial dragons, and no one would dare to hurt them. The celestial dragons are supreme, the orders of the celestial dragons are absolute, and all are slaves. Over time, they have lost the instinct of human fear. A group of guards didn't know how to explain to these stupid pigs, they could only flee in embarrassment with 2 celestial dragons. Fighting Lucifer. No kidding. Although their strength is good, they are ants in front of Lucifer. Lucifer looked at the fleeing celestial dragons with a hint of disgust in the back of his eyes. Compared with the villainous pirates, these celestial dragons are more disgusting. Steel gun. With a wave of Lucifer's hand, hundreds of sharp spears suddenly protruded from the walls around the passage. Puff. 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 More than a dozen CP agent guards and 2 celestial dragons were all pierced by spears. Ding. Host killed the CP agent and got 3,000 killing points. Ding. Host killed the CP agent and got 4,000 killing points. Ding. Host beheaded CP agent to get 2,000 kill points. Another wave of killing points arrived, with a total of 160 million. Such a stupid pig can also become the master of the world. This world is really not normal. Lucifer shook his head and continued to the depths of the palace. Others dare not kill celestial dragons, Lucifer doesn't care, he kills celestial dragons. Soon, Lucifer came to the treasure room of the celestial dragons. There are countless gold coins piled up in the treasure room, like a hill. Famous knives, jewelry, and works of art are plentiful. At a rough calculation, the total value of this treasure curry's treasures exceeds 5 billion peli. This is just a palace treasure house of celestial dragons, and all other celestial dragons' palaces are like this, which shows how cruel celestial dragons is to squeeze the world. The extravagance is beyond description. Lucifer wasn't interested in these treasures, so he walked over to a gold shelf and opened several small treasure chests. Unsurprisingly, it was filled with devil fruit. With a wave of his hand, Lucifer took all 5 devil fruit away. One of the purposes of coming to Mariajoy this time is to free the pirates here, and the second purpose is to search for devil fruit from celestial dragons. Both of these earn kill points. Since Lucifer launched the attack, the system's notification tone has not stopped. Before coming, Lucifer had 80,000 kill points. Now it has reached 2,050,000, more than doubled. Moreover, the growth of killing points is not over yet, and the system's beeps are still going on. Huh? Is it finally here? Suddenly, Lucifer frowned. Under the perception of his observation hockey, two extremely powerful auras are rapidly approaching here. He is very familiar with the breath of one of them, it is Admiral Kizaru. It's a pity that it came too late, my goal has been achieved. The pirates have been killed enough, and the devil fruit has also been obtained. Lucifer's goal has been achieved, and he can leave. Rumble. A huge ball of fire exploded in the palace of the celestial dragons, turning into flames and spreading in all directions. A black shadow shot out from the sea of flames, and it shot straight into the sky at a high speed. Well, I can't let you escape. If you escape, our marine will lose face. In a flash of gold, Kizaru appeared behind Lucifer. At the same time, a laser is fired at Lucifer. Meteor volcano. Lucifer dodged the laser beam with a flash, and waved his hand at the same time. In an instant, hundreds of flaming volcanic bombs appeared out of thin air and smashed towards Kizaru. Volcanic bombs fell from the sky, carrying the weight of falling meteors in the power of flames, comparable to the doomsday. Kizaru fired countless flash bombs to shatter the volcano, but the wreckage still fell to the holy place wrapped in flames. Kizaru's abilities cannot save the Holy Land unless it extinguishes the flames. Just as the wreckage of the volcanic bomb was about to fall into Mariajoy, Aokiji appeared on the roof of a palace, and a blast of cold air suddenly broke out. Ice Age. In an instant, the cold air condensed all the falling volcanic bombs. Phew. A golden light appeared next to Aokiji, and Kizaru showed his real body. He looked at the black shadow flying rapidly in the night sky, and shook his head helplessly. It's really scary, it really is a monster. At the moment of contact, Kizaru already recognized Lucifer's identity. Do you know who he is? Aokiji asked. Of course I know, I will never forget this person in my life. Kizaru clutched his chest, where the healed scar ached again. As the man who almost took his life, Lucifer turned into ashes and Kizaru can recognize it. Is it Lucifer? Looking at Kizaru's expression, Aokiji guessed it immediately. That's right, it's him. Hurry up and chase. The crime of invading the Holy Land Mariajoy is serious. If he escapes, Marine will lose face. As soon as the voice fell, Aokiji and Kizaru disappeared in place, closely following Lucifer. Call. In midair, Lucifer vibrated the wings of the demon and flew rapidly with a violent gust of wind. He glanced back, and a golden light and a cold air were rapidly approaching. Do you still want to keep me? I'd like to see how strong the two big generals can be together. Lucifer smiled and glanced lightly. Meteor volcano. As soon as the voice fell, hundreds of volcanic bombs burning with flames fell from the sky. Such an attack is of course useless against Aokiji and Kizaru, but Mariajoy can't do much more than such a large-scale attack. The enemy must be rescued. To block Lucifer's attack, Aokiji and Kizaru must spare one of them. Sure enough, it launched. Ice Age. The extreme cold erupted, freezing the volcanic bomb, and Aokiji yelled, "You go after him, leave this to me." Kizaru was taken aback for a moment, and 10,000 grass and mud horses galloped past in his heart. I'm going to chase. I'm chasing with my head. What if I catch up with him? To die. Kizaru was depressed. He was beaten to death by Lucifer in his peak state last time, and now his injury has just improved, so how could he be Lucifer's opponent? Lucifer also heard Aokiji's voice, and directly slowed down the flight speed, waiting for Kizaru to deliver the goods to the door. Kizaru obviously sensed this too, and slowed down too. Lucifer and Kizaru looked at each other, and their eyes met in midair, and they both saw what the other was thinking. Lucifer. Come here. Kizaru. Run, I won't be chasing you anymore. If you want to go, just go. Lucifer. Don't, I won't run away. I'll just wait for you here. If you catch me, you will make a great contribution. You can get a promotion, a salary increase, and a bonus. Kizaru. Hee, I thank your whole family. The two clashed fiercely in silence, and suddenly, a black shadow appeared between them. Yellow monkey, go to hell. As soon as the shadow appeared, it launched a fierce attack on Kizaru. The sudden change made the scene a bit awkward, but it solved Kizaru's problem. He was blocked, so he had no time to chase Lucifer. Well, this rescuer came just in time. Kizaru started to release water, and fought fiercely with this strong man, who suddenly appeared. Lucifer saw the person coming. It was a man over 3 meters tall, but extremely thin, with only skin and bones left. The breath is very weak, but the strength cannot be underestimated. He actually knocked Kizaru into the air with one punch. Although he didn't hurt Kizaru, it was enough to prove his experience. "Oh, it's Jack, you're not dead yet." Kizaru looked at the person with his lips curled up, a look of surprise flashed across his face. "HMPH, your yellow monkey is not dead, Lousy is not dead." The man let out a loud roar, kicked his leg abruptly, and a vacuum slash shot through the air. The slash flew by, cutting off the 3 straight hauls. Tempest kick. This guy is not weak. Lucifer was suspended in the sky, looking at the thin man fighting Kizaru with a little interest. Although Kizaru is now in a state of letting go, the man's combat power can still be fully displayed. This sudden appearance of Jack is not only Grandmaster Marine 6 styles, but also the realm of knowledge color and armament hockey is not weak. While not in its prime at the moment, it is still comparable to Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral. And it looks like he and Kizaru are old acquaintances. "Jack, you are not my opponent." Kizaru dodges an attack from Jack, teleports to his side, and kicks him away. Jack spat out a mouthful of blood and flew backwards heavily, smashing a building into pieces. After being hit so hard, Jack's breath became weaker. Kizaru didn't expect that he wounded the rescuer with just a light kick. He overestimated Jack's state at this time. He was already covered in bruises. How could he bear his light speed kick? "Not good, it's too heavy." Kizaru's expression changed. If Jack was dealt with, he would have to face the monster Lucifer. Sure enough, Lucifer from the sky made his move. Accompanied by the rapid sonic boom and scorching heat, hundreds of flaming volcanic bombs crashed down. 8-foot Chong Guyu. Kizaru flew high into the sky, fired with 2 fingers, and countless flash bombs burst out, smashing the volcanic bombs in the sky. Call out. Suddenly, a black shadow appeared behind Kizaru, raised his foot and kicked Kizaru's head. It was Lucifer. "Kizaru, long time no see. What kind of skill is bullying the wounded? Fight me if you have the skills." Lucifer's voice rang in Kizaru's ears, and when Kizaru had no time to react, his head hurt and he shot out involuntarily. At this moment, Kizaru's brain was blank and buzzing, feeling like his head was about to explode. Lucifer's attack just now used the armament hockey internal damage while also entwining the Conqueror's hockey. Although most of the hockey were blocked by Kizaru's armament hockey defense, and some were dodged by his elementalization, some hockey still penetrated into Kizaru's head. Hockey exploded inside the brain, and the severe pain almost knocked Kizaru unconscious. Call out. A golden light streaked across the sky, like a falling meteor, piercing through a palace and shooting into the ground. Then the golden light exploded and raised a huge fireball. In the dark night, such a huge fireball is very eye-catching, and it can be clearly seen hundreds of miles away. Lucifer was suspended in the sky, glanced at the exploding fireball, then at the approaching Aokiji, raised his hand and grabbed it, universal pull. Jack, who was panting on the ground, was grabbed by Lucifer. "This guy has some strength, it's a pity to die here." Lucifer stretched out his hand and threw Jack back into the sky. Under Lucifer's control, Jack lay safe on a suspended boulder. Ice cubes storm Pheasant's mouth. Just then, Aokiji appeared in midair and slapped Lucifer with a giant frozen bird. Everything along the way was frozen, forming a layer of frost. "Let's go back." Lucifer hooked his finger, and the frozen bird, which was halfway through, immediately changed direction and returned the same way. Ah la la la. The corner of Aokiji's mouth twitched, and the next moment he was hit by his own frozen bird, and they were blasted into pieces of ice. Phew. Bang. A golden light shot out from the ruins, and Kizaru came out of trouble, bleeding from the corner of his mouth. Then the ice fragments on the ground solidified, and Aokiji returned to his original shape. Lucifer fanned the wings of the devil to float in the sky, looked down at the two from a high position, and smiled faintly. "The 2 Marine admirals teamed up to arrest me, they really think highly of me. Lucifer, you've gone too far this time, just get caught." Cold air condensed in Aokiji's hands, forming 4 spears of ice. With a whoosh, 4 ice spears shot out and hit Lucifer in the sky. Boom. The ice fog dissipated, and Lucifer remained suspended in place, unharmed. The ice spear has been blocked by the wall of vacuum. Such tricks are useless to me. If you want to catch me, you have to use your real skills. Meteor volcano. Lucifer raised his hand and pointed to the sky, and hundreds of flaming volcanic bombs suddenly appeared in the dark night and fell crashing down. Before the volcanic bomb hit the ground, the chill created by Aokiji had been dissipated. If Sakazuki sees this scene, I really don't know what to say. Aokiji felt helpless. The next moment, it flew up, and an explosion of extremely cold air froze the flaming volcanic bomb. But the next moment, Lucifer appeared behind Aokiji. "You're being careless, Aokiji. Attacking the enemy must save." Facing the attack of Meteor Volcano, Aokiji must take action to protect the Holy Land, and at this time, he will show his weakness. Boom. The pitch-black fist slammed into Aokiji's back, but before the fist hit Aokiji's body, his body was already twisted. Lucifer's punch covered Armament Haki and Conqueror's Haki at the same time. Conqueror's Haki Entanglement Attack. When it hits the enemy, it will not cause direct contact, and it can cause huge damage at a distance. Boom. Aokiji turned into a beam of light and was sent flying, passing through 7 or 8 palaces along the way, and gliding on the ground for hundreds of meters, finally smashing a palace to pieces. Lucifer knocked Aokiji thousands of meters away with one punch. 8-foot Chong Guyu. At this moment, Kizaru's flash ejection came, densely shining the sky, illuminating the night as bright as day. Disappear. Lucifer's voice fell. Countless flashbombs disappeared in an instant, and the world turned back to darkness again. What? Kizaru's expression changed. The last time he used the 8-foot Chong Guyu, only half of it was eliminated by Lucifer, but he didn't expect it to be completely eliminated this time. Universal pull. Lucifer grabbed Kizaru with a big hand, and directly locked Kizaru, pulling him back. Boom. Kizaru's body exploded into countless golden lights, thereby breaking away from the shackles of gravity. Now that things have happened, Kizaru dare not fight Lucifer in close quarters, that's looking for abuse. However, at the moment when the golden light condensed on the body, a pitch-black steel spear pierced through the golden light at this moment. Puff. Blood spurted out of the golden light. Kizaru regained his body, staggered, and half-kneeled on the ground. There was a big gap in his chest, and blood trickled down. Lucifer. Kizaru's face was gloomy and he vomited blood. He had just recovered from a serious injury, and his strength had not yet returned to its peak, and now he was severely injured, which can be described as adding injury to injury. Ice Age. Just then, Aokiji finally arrived. Extreme cold blasted from a distance, freezing half of Mariajoy in an instant. The cold was soaring and wanted to freeze Lucifer. The wall of vacuum. Lucifer raised his palm and pressed down, forming a vacuum wall, keeping the cold air out. The angry dragon roars. Lucifer punched another roaring fire dragon, melting all the surrounding ice. Is it really useless? Aokiji appeared next to Kizaru with a serious face. After some fighting, Aokiji finally knew how heaven-defying the word spirit fruit was. A wall of vacuum that can defend against all attacks, can use Akainu's magma power, Kizaru's flash power, and can use fire against his ice and gravity. In addition, Lucifer's own combat power should not be underestimated, and Conqueror's Haki is extremely strong. He got punched by Lucifer just now and felt like his kidneys almost burst. He sensed the strong armor and Conqueror's Haki from Lucifer's fist. Lucifer has not only awakened Conqueror's Haki, but has also learned to use the technique of entanglement. Aokiji feels that what he is facing now is not a rookie, but the 4 emperors of New World. Lucifer's various abilities and Haki's cultivation level can only be mastered by the 4 emperors. This is a true 4 emperors class force. Aokiji couldn't figure out how Lucifer got so big. Word spirit fruit can be obtained through luck, and Lucifer can develop it so well, which proves that he has talent. But Haki must rely on years of practice to master. Lucifer debuted only half a year ago. To be able to learn Haki and use it freely is considered a genius. It is impossible to reach such a level. Could it be that this guy was born with Haki awakened? Aokiji could only think of one possibility. Haki is the innate power of human beings, but it is hidden deep in the body. Many people can't use it for a lifetime, and only by practicing hard can they awaken and master it. But there is a kind of people in the world who can use Haki from birth, and Haki is innately awakened. If Lucifer had awakened Conqueror's Haki from birth, and worked hard for more than 20 years, it would be understandable to reach this level. Aokiji feels like he has found the truth. But if this is the case, then Lucifer's ordinary civilian life for more than 2 decades has been hidden. That would make Lucifer scarier than he'd imagined. Because not only his strength is terrifying, but also his scheming is deeper. Such wise and courageous talents are the most difficult to deal with. Hey, what's wrong with Zhang? Don't die. Lucifer raised his hand and pointed at the sky, and the demon whispered again, Sword of Judgment, weeping blood cuts the sky. As soon as the words fell, A huge golden light sword with a length of more than 500 meters suddenly condensed in the void. As Lucifer covered armament hockey, the golden sword suddenly became black. You too. Don't die. Doomsday. Lucifer smiled playfully, and the giant golden sword crashed down, slashing towards Aokiji and Kizaru angrily. Ice Age, 8-foot Chong Guyu. Aokiji and Kizaru used their killing moves to meet the enemy at the same time. Facing Lucifer, they did not dare to be careless. Boom. The giant golden sword fell, and the ice blocks made by Aokiji and Kizaru's flashbombs were instantly chopped into pieces. Then the golden sword struck Aokiji and Kizaru, crushing the palace under their feet. A giant sword aura erupted with a shockwave, and Mariajoy's ground cracked instantly, and a huge crack formed and spread rapidly towards the distance. This sword seemed to split the entire Mariajoy in half. Boom. A powerful shockwave erupted in front of Pangu City in the distance, endless airwaves tumbling and gravel blasting. The huge crack extending out was finally stopped. The smoke dissipated, and 3 of the 5 elders appeared there, and the 3 of them kept their palms in front of them at the same time. It was these 3 people who joined forces just now and used armament hockey to form a barrier to block the giant sword energy shockwave generated by the big sword. Otherwise, the ancient city behind them would also be split in half. Oh, even the 5 elders themselves. Lucifer smiled playfully, a little surprised. 5 elders, as the highest power in the world's government, will not take action easily. Generally speaking, it will appear only when the Holy Land Mariajoy is in danger of extinction. Presumably Lucifer's attack was too powerful, and the 5 elders were in danger of extinction. Demon Lucifer, dare to destroy the Holy Land, unforgivable. Death is your only destiny, catch it. The 5 elders rushed towards Lucifer at the same time. The speed of the 3 was so fast that only a trace of afterimage could be seen. If you want to kill me, you are still far away. Lucifer flapped his demon wings and soared into the sky, flying to a height of thousands of meters in an instant. Although I still want to play with you guys again, I had so much fun tonight that I don't want to play anymore. There will be opportunities in the future, and we will have a long time in Japan. Lucifer raised his hand and slapped the holy ground under his feet, shouting angrily, Super Shenluo Tianzheng. Word Ling touched the power of the rules, and endless repulsion burst out suddenly, starting from the center below Lucifer, and roaring away in all directions. The repulsive force is like a mountain in the sea, destroying everything along the way, unstoppable. The palace was beaten into powder like tofu, and the pirates, marines and celestial dragons along the way were beaten into a meat paste. 0. Endless repulsion erupted, as if to raise the entire Mariajoy to the ground. Lucifer, do you dare? Stop. Court death. The 5 elders were hit by the repulsive force and revealed their real bodies. They flew in 3 directions instantly, shot armament hockey and condensed into a barrier in an attempt to block the repulsive force. The other 5 elders in Pangu City also appeared, blocking the repulsion in front of Pangu City to ensure the safety of Pangu City. Anywhere in Mariajoy can be destroyed, but only Pangu City is absolutely impossible. For I am, the king of the celestial dragons, was sleeping there, and if he disturbed his slumber, even the 5 elders would be killed. Aokiji and Kizaru, who were seriously injured by the King Kong sword, also broke out from the ruins and fell in 2 directions respectively, helping the 5 elders resist the repulsive attack together. Rumble. The entire Mariajoy seemed to have experienced a magnitude 20 earthquake, and countless palaces and houses collapsed and fell apart. There were a few gaps, though the 5 elders and Aokiji Kizaru 7 blocked a few directions. The repulsive force completely destroys the unstoppable Gap Azimuth Palace. Endless ruins and wreckage were engulfed by the repulsive force, and finally fell from the edge of the red line. When the attack was over, what appeared in front of 5 elders was ruins. The entire Mariajoy has been destroyed in a disastrous manner. Except for Pangu City, which was unscathed, the rest of the area was almost razed to the ground. This scene is really pleasing. Lucifer was suspended in the sky, looked at the ruins under his feet, smiled and said. But before using this trick, should I make a few bags of rice? I always feel that the Super Shenluo Tianzheng that doesn't carry rice has no essence. Add it next time. Lucifer silently thought about 1.8. Bastard, how dare you make such pressure? Unforgivable, absolutely unforgivable. Demon Lucifer, you must die. The 5 elders were furious, hissing and roaring, and the roar spread throughout the Mariajoy area. The terrifying murderous aura erupted, causing the sky and climate to change, and the wind swept away. The 5 elders looked to the sky, trying to find Lucifer. However, Lucifer flapped the wings of the demon, his speed soared to the limit, and the black light flashed, and the whole person disappeared. The 5 elders couldn't find anyone to take revenge on, and they had nowhere to vent their anger. Had to be incompetent and furious, roaring crazily. Aokiji and Kizaru crawled out from under the rubble, looking at the ruins in front of them. They looked at each other with bitterness on their faces. Faced with such an ending, they are also very helpless. They had tried their best to fight Lucifer, but they were not his opponent and were seriously injured instead. Especially Kizaru, the injury was more serious, and even the old injury that had just recovered had recurred. This time, he will have to lie in the hospital for at least a month. Let Lucifer escape. Marshal Sengoku can't explain it. This time it will affect my career. Aokiji scratched his head and said depressedly. There's no way, just the 2 of us, we can't keep Lucifer. Kizaru covered his chest with one hand, and wiped away the blood from the corner of his mouth with the other hand. Endless fear appeared in the depths of his pupils. He could clearly feel that Lucifer's strength had improved again after not seeing him for a while. If this continues, the next time we meet, he may die at the hands of Lucifer. At this moment, Kizaru made up his mind that he would never accept tasks related to Lucifer again. Even if he is suspended and his salary is deducted, he will never have any contact with Lucifer. Marine Admiral's treatment is good, but it's still a matter of life. Also, it's not that we are not good at explaining to Marshal Sengoku, it is that Sengoku is not good at explaining to the 5 elders. Looking at the ruins around him, Kizaru could know how heavy the loss of the Holy Land was, and he could also imagine how angry the 5 elders would be. Sengoku is not good as the Marine Marshal's guard, and will definitely be used by the 5 elders as a punching bag to vent their anger. Just thinking about it made Kizaru's scalp tingle. On this night, the holy place of Mariajoy was invaded. 80% of the Mariajoy area was razed to the ground, and Marine soldiers, CP agents, and slaves suffered heavy casualties. 10. The most important thing is that celestial dragons also suffered casualties, and the number is still quite large. Because of this incident, Lucifer was put on the must-kill list by the government of the world. 5 elders issued the highest killing order, asking naval headquarters to eradicate Lucifer, an evil element at all costs. Of course, these are things for later. At this time, Lucifer had already flown off the red line, clutching the seriously injured Jack. According to the guidance of the life card, Lucifer quickly found the location of the Nether. Call. A gust of wind blew, and Lucifer appeared on the bow of the Nether. Captain, you are back. Enel, Cavendish and Baby 5 were all overjoyed to see Lucifer come back safely. Single-handedly invading the holy land of Mariajoy sounds bloody, but the dangers involved can be imagined. They waited below the red line, and the sound of explosions and shouts of killing could be heard tens of thousands of meters away, which showed the intensity of the battle. Let's go. Get out of here first, Marine's pursuers will come over soon. Lucifer tossed Jack onto the deck and said, it is good. Cavendish quickly went to the helm and sailed away from here. As for Enel, he was staring at Jack who was vomiting blood. Who is this guy? I don't know him either, I only know his name is Jack, seeing that he is quite strong and courageous, so I brought him back. There is still a shortage of people on Lucifer's ship, and when he sees someone with strength and qualifications, he naturally cannot let them go. Jack's physical skills are good, and he has a Grandmaster 2-color hockey, and he dares to take a shot at Marine Admiral, which is very suitable for Lucifer's recruitment requirements. Baby 5, treat him, don't let him die. Yes, Captain Lucifer. Baby 5 feels the happiness of being needed. And at this moment, Jack, clutching his chest, suddenly knelt at Lucifer's feet. Thank you very much, although I don't know who you are, but I will remember the grace of saving my life in my heart. If you can, please let me join you, I am willing to entrust my life to you. Okay. Let's go to the treatment first, if you want to work for me, you have to live. Lucifer looked at the seriously injured Jack and shook his head slightly. As a slave, this guy was tortured by celestial dragons and was bruised all over. After that, Kizaru's laser pierced through the lower abdomen, and was kicked to break several ribs, and he was already dying at this moment. If it is not treated in time, it will undoubtedly die. Afterwards, Baby 5 took Jack to treatment, and Lucifer went back to his cabin to rest. Cavendish took the helm to sea, while Enel flew to the mast to watch over the night. Soon, Nether disappeared into the dark night. In the cabin, Lucifer opens the System Properties panel. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament hockey. Pinnacle observation hockey. Advanced. Conqueror's hockey. Pinnacle kill points, 385000. After killing overnight, Lucifer's kill points have reached 385,000. Before invading Mariajoy, Lucifer only had 80,000 kill points, but this time it more than quadrupled, with a total gain of more than 300,000. This is Lucifer's biggest gain since going to sea. Mariajoy is indeed one of the top hunting grounds in Lucifer's mind, and the harvest did not disappoint him. In terms of hunting grounds, apart from Mariajoy, it is the lair of the New World 4 Emperors pirate group. The 4 Emperors pirate group's lair is like a cloud of strong people, and if you kill anyone, you can get a huge amount of killing points. And above all of these, it is the deep sea prison Impel Down. Impel Down holds countless pirate prisoners, and the last floor is full of pirates with a bounty of over 100 million, including many legendary pirates. As long as the Impel Down can be destroyed, Lucifer can get a super huge killing point. The value may exceed his imagination. Whether it is the lair of the 4 Emperors pirate group or Impel Down, it is the hunting ground that Lucifer chose early on. Lucifer will go to these places in the future. In this invasion of Mariajoy, in addition to these gains, Lucifer has additional gains. With a wave of his hand, 5 devil fruits appeared on the table. The Marine's support came so quickly that Lucifer only had time to loot a palace of the celestial dragons. But the harvest is not bad, got 5 devil fruit. Lucifer has never seen the devil fruit illustrated book, so naturally he doesn't know what kind of fruits these are. System, can you identify these devil fruits? If there is a strong ability, Lucifer does not want to be recycled by the system, he wants to keep it for his own use. Ding. It takes 3,000 killing points to identify a devil fruit. Do you want to identify it? Need money for identification? Lucifer hesitated. 1 kills 3,000 points, and 5 kills 15,000 kills. This is already worth a good devil fruit. Forget it, let's recycle it directly. If you want better abilities in the future, just buy it again. Lucifer made up his mind. System, recover 5 devil fruits. Ding. 5 devil fruits were recovered successfully, and 65,000 killing points were obtained. 65,000 for 5 pieces, equivalent to 13,000 for 1 piece on average, so. Looking at the harvest this time, one knows that these 5 fruits are just ordinary fruits, and there is no peak ability in them. Otherwise there will be more kill points. Fortunately there is no appraisal, otherwise it will be a loss. Lucifer called up the system store. He now has a full 450,000 killing points, which has hit a record high, and he can make another wave of consumption. System, buy peak knowledge colored funeral aura. Lucifer gave the order in his mind. Ding. The peak observation hockey was purchased successfully, 200,000 kill points were deducted, and the remaining kill points are 250,024,000. A force surged into Lucifer and merged with him. Lucifer turned on observation hockey, covering a radius of 10,000 meters in an instant. However, this is far from reaching the limit. Lucifer's observation hockey is still expanding. At 10,000 meters, 20,000 meters, 30,000 meters, and until 50,000 meters, Lucifer feels a little exhausted. However, as long as Lucifer wants, his observation hockey can continue to spread the range. The observation hockey in the peak state has abilities far beyond the advanced state. Observation hockey can cover a very large area, and its functions of sensing attacks, predicting the opponent's next move, sensing the strength of creatures, sensing the emotions and thinking of creatures, and sensing the position and number of objects outside the field of vision have all been significantly improved. There must not be many people who can cultivate observation hockey to the peak. There are even fewer people who can surpass me. On the sea, the strong will specialize in the hockey they are good at. And armament hockey is the first choice. Although observation hockey can sense the enemy's breath and predict the enemy first, it is naturally weaker than armament hockey, who has both offensive and defensive capabilities and restrains Logia users. Therefore, 90% of the strong people in the sea like to practice armament hockey. There are still many people who can cultivate armament hockey to the peak, but there are very few people who can cultivate observation hockey to the peak. Ding. It has been detected that the consumption killing point of host has exceeded 1 million, and the update of the system store has been completed. Suddenly, an electronic sound sounded in Lucifer's mind. System store update. Hearing the system prompt, Lucifer quickly cast his eyes on the system store. After the update, there are many more items in the system store. Just like Conqueror's Haki, above the peak realm, a new realm appeared. Conqueror's Haki is above the peak state, and a new state has emerged. Observation Haki. Awakening. 1000 killing points. Primary. 5000 killing points. Intermediate. 10,000 killing points. Advanced. 50,000 killing points. Pinnacle. 200,000 killing points. Observation Haki Field. 800,000 killing points. Armament Haki. Awakening. 1000 killing points. Primary. 5000 killing points. Intermediate. 10,000 killing points. Advanced. 50,000 killing points. Peak. 200,000 killing points. Armament Haki Domain. 800,000 killing points. Conqueror's Haki. Awakening. 1000 kill points. Primary. 5000 kill points. Intermediate. 10,000 kill points. Advanced. 50,000 kill points. Peak. 200,000 kill points. Conqueror's Haki Domain. 1 million kill points. Conqueror's Haki has one more realm, created by the author. Don't spray if you don't like it. Among them, the Field of Knowledge Color and Armed Color is 800,000 killing points respectively, and the most expensive Conqueror's Field is 1 million killing points, which is simply sky high. The system also has a related introduction to the Field of Conqueror's Haki. When a person's Haki breaks through the limit, the Haki Field can be opened. The Observation Haki Field, after opening, can shield the enemy's Observation Haki perception, and automatically awaken the ability to predict the future. In the field, it can be called omniscient and omniscient. You will see all the enemy's attacks in advance, but the enemy's Observation Haki will be blocked by you, so you cannot predict your attack. This increase and decrease, the gap can be imagined. Armament Haki Field, after opening, the field is completely filled with your Armament Haki. Logia ability users cannot be elementalized in the field and are attacked all the time. With the thought, Armament Haki becomes solid, and attacks are everywhere. Conqueror's Haki Field, when opened, can forcibly strike the enemy's mind and weaken the enemy's strength. In the Conqueror's Haki Domain, the enemy's strength will be greatly reduced, and like the Armament Haki Domain, the enemy will always be attacked in the domain. This is too heaven-defying. Lucifer can be sure that no one in the sea has reached the domain level at present. Not even the 4 emperors. Of course, no one knows whether I am, the king of celestial dragons who has lived for 800 years, has reached this level. Thinking about it, with his 800 years of cultivation, he should have stepped into the realm of the domain. In addition to the realm of Conqueror's Haki, there are many more powerful abilities and products in the system store. Like Observation Haki ability to predict the future, 200,000 kill points. Observation Haki ability, 200,000 kill points. Zone Mao Fruit Phantom Beast Golden Sword Lion form, 200,000 killing points. Zone Human Fruit Phantom Beast Fallen Angel form, 300,000 killing points. Logia Quicksilver Fruit, 200,000 kill points. In addition to these powerful devil fruits, there are also many special fruits, such as stamina fruits, worth 100,000 killing points, which can instantly restore all stamina and reach the peak state after eating. The healing fruit is worth 200,000 killing points. As long as you don't die, you can instantly heal all injuries after eating it. Dark wounds caused over the years are invalid. There is also the Fruit of Life, which is also worth 200,000 killing points. After eating, it can increase the lifespan by 1 year, and it also has the effect of curing dark wounds. The system store is full of beautiful things, and there are many more powerful abilities and items, which almost made Lucifer's eyes dazzled. Lucifer also coveted many items, but unfortunately, he doesn't have enough killing points now. Close the system store and open the property panel. Lucifer gave the order in his mind. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age. 23 Devil Fruit. Word Spirit Fruit. Physique. Hell Devil Armament Haki. Pinnacle. Observation Haki. Pinnacle Conqueror's Haki. Pinnacle. Kill points. 250,000. Lucifer now still has 250,000 killing points, but the powerful abilities he wants to buy are not enough. Devil Fruit and auxiliary fruits are affordable, but those are of no use to him. He has the physique of a demon and is immortal, so it is almost impossible to kill him. It seems that we must earn more killing points. Lucifer looked at the Conqueror's Haki Field worth 1 million and set himself a small goal. I don't want much, let him earn 1 million first. At the end of the night, the time came to the second day. The rescue work of Mariajoy is not over yet, but the news of the invasion of the Holy Land has spread all over the world, and the world is shaken by it. The person who caused this to happen is naturally Morgans. As the president of the World Economic News Agency and one of the kings of the underground world, Morgans didn't care about the consequences of spreading this news at all, and he didn't worry about it. Revenge by the world government. Morgans was a very professional man who valued news more than his own life. After his newsbird sent the photo back to the news agency headquarters last night, Morgans immediately wrote a report and printed the newspaper overnight. As soon as the next day dawned, countless newsbirds flew to the whole world with newspapers. There is no charge for these newspapers, and Morgans distributed them all free of charge. The Holy Land of Mariajoy has been invaded, and the invader is Marine Admiral Akainu? Marine Admiral Akainu invades the Holy Land. Naval headquarters part ways with the world government. Those who challenge the majesty of the gods, the wave of the new era is about to hit. The demon Lucifer has invaded the Holy Land of Mariajoy, and the world is in disgrace. He who challenges the majesty of the gods, the demon Lucifer. Such a big news, a headline, and a newspaper issue were obviously not enough. Last night, Morgans was thinking like a fountain, and his inspiration was like a diabetes insipidus. He wrote 5 reports at one time, used 5 sensational headlines, arranged 5 front-page headlines, and sent them all at once. Moreover, there are contradictions and disputes between several title pages. Morgans clearly knew that the intruder was Lucifer, and he also pointed out that the intruder was Lucifer in another newspaper, but he wanted to include Marine Admiral Akainu as well. Just because Lucifer used Admiral Akainu's special trick. Marine Admiral invaded the Holy Land, which is of course impossible. But people who see this headline will naturally be attracted, and then go to read the newspaper. This is the so-called title party. As the president of the World Economic News Agency, Morgans is well aware of the great power of the headline party. And the result was just as he expected. With the spread of newspapers, the news of the invasion of the Holy Land Mariajoy spread all over the world at the fastest speed. Everyone who saw the newspaper was shocked and felt that the sky was about to collapse. Such a sensational thing has broken the conventional cognition of countless people. The majesty of the world government was severely hit, and the face was lost, and the majesty of naval headquarters was also severely damaged. In particular, the news that the intruder was suspected to be Marine Admiral Akainu stunned countless low-level civilians. Of course the big shots know that this is impossible, but the low-level civilians don't know it. They only know that Marine is an organization established by the world government, and Marine Admiral is the highest fighting force in the world government. Now a Marine Admiral has invaded Mariajoy, which means that naval headquarters will betray the world government. If it is true, the pattern of the world will usher in drastic changes. Countless low-level civilians are in panic all day long, feeling that the world will be destroyed because of this. Mariajoy, Pangu City Palace. Bang! A gold tea table was smashed to pieces by curly-haired 5 elders. Morgans, a bastard, dares to report such news. Does he want to die? This time the Holy Land invaded the world government and naval headquarters were disgraced. They originally wanted to cover up the news. But it was too late for them to act, and the newspapers of Morgans had spread all over the world. Send CP to deal with it. Morgans has been too presumptuous recently. Let him know what he can do and what he can't do. The blonde 5 elders said lightly. That's right, it is related to the majesty of the world's official government, and it must not be lightly forgiven. But the top priority now is to solve the culprit of this incident, Lucifer. This damn bastard, no matter what the cost, he must be completely wiped out. 5 elders looked at Lucifer's reward order, and their eyes burst out with endless killing intent. Sengoku, I leave this matter to you. We don't care what method you use, and we don't care what method you use. We only need one result: Lucifer must die. 5 elders looked at Marshal Sengoku standing in front of them at the same time. I see. I will do it as soon as possible. Of course Sengoku knows that it is very difficult to completely eliminate Lucifer, and the possibility is very slim. But now he can only take on this task. Looking at the furious 5 elders, Sengoku was afraid that if he said something difficult, these 5 old bastards would go crazy, so they'd beat him up together. He was also afraid that he would not be able to suppress his anger, so he would beat up the 5 old men in front of him. After last night's incident, 5 elders took all their anger out on him, making Sengoku a human being inside and out. Now Sengoku's anger has also risen to his throat, ready to burst out at any time. Sengoku. MMP, who did the old man provoke? New World, Marine G1 branch. Rumble. A massive magma exploded inside the building, completely destroying the entire room directly. The surrounding Marine soldiers saw where the room was, but no one dared to step forward to check the situation, because it was the office of Marine Admiral Akainu. Everyone knows that Marine Admiral Akainu is in a state of rage right now. If you contact him at this time, you will probably be burned to ashes. Damn Lucifer, dare to do such a thing, I can't spare him. Akainu's expression was twisted, and he was already angry to the point of ultimate. Lava erupted all over his body, and the newspaper in his hand was burned to ashes by him. In the flames, one can vaguely see the headline of the newspaper: "The Holy Land Mariajoy has been invaded, and the invader is Marine Admiral Akainu." People sit at home, and the pot comes from the sky. Akainu has been sitting in New World during this time, and has never returned to naval headquarters, let alone the Holy Land. But this time the invasion incident, the blame suddenly hit him on the head. When Akainu saw today's newspaper, his head almost exploded. The old man invaded the holy place Mariajoy. How did the old man not know? What? You said the whole world knew about it, but I was the last one to know about it. Afterwards, I contacted naval headquarters, because the genius knew the cause and effect of the incident. And this time it was the demon Lucifer who made him blame him. Since his confidant Doberman was killed by Lucifer, Akainu has been eyeing Lucifer and hates Lucifer extremely in his heart. And this incident completely detonated Akainu's anger. Although he was not responsible for this incident, the big shots in the world knew that the intruder was not him. But because of this report, his reputation will still be damaged. This is very unfavorable for Akainu, who wants to be the Marine Marshal. If you are not careful, your official career may be affected, and the throne of Marshal Marine will be ruined. Lucifer of MMP, you have done a good job, let Lousy take the blame. Damn kid, this old man will definitely burn you to ashes. Lava erupted from Akainu's body, and the coughing sound made the Marines in the entire G1 branch shudder. New World, Moby Dick. Father, something big happened. Marco falls from the sky and delivers 2 newspapers to Whitebeard. The headline of the first newspaper was horrifying: Marine Admiral Akainu invades Holy Land, Naval Headquarters part ways with the world government. Gu la 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 la, Naval Headquarters is going to break with the world government. What kind of joke is this? Of course Whitebeard would not believe such news, so he opened the second newspaper. Sure enough, the title has changed. The demon Lucifer has invaded the Holy Land of Mariajoy, and the world government is disgraced. Well, that's reasonable, that kid is quite capable. Even Whitebeard has to admire Lucifer's courage. I heard that the entire Mariajoy has been bulldozed by Lucifer, and the battle lasted until the early hours of this morning. Aokiji and Kizaru, both Marine Admiral, failed to keep Lucifer, but was injured by him. Marco's news is also very well informed. In addition to the information in the newspaper, there are also some gossip. If this is the case, then this Xiaowei's strength is really extraordinary. Whitebeard looked at the newspaper in his hand and sighed. The 4 words Marine Admiral itself represent strength. The 2 admirals were defeated together, proving that Lucifer's strength is already extremely terrifying, and he can keep pace with the 4 emperors. The surrounding members of the Whitebeard pirates read the newspaper, all stunned. Facing Lucifer, they can no longer maintain a superior form. Their pride all comes from Whitebeard, and Lucifer himself can be compared with Whitebeard. Although he is a newcomer, his strength and status are already far above them. New World, Wanokuni. The sky over Ghost Island was overcast with clouds, lightning and thunder. In the Ghost Island Palace, Kaido is sitting on the ground, holding a wine gourd and drinking crazily. Call. After drinking the wine in the gourd in one breath, Kaido looked at the newspaper in his hand. The demon Lucifer, who bulldozed the Holy Land of Mariajoy, is an arrogant brat. Ha 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 ha. Kaido laughed out loud, obviously in a good mood. According to the news from Morgans, Aokiji and Kizaru were not Lucifer's opponents together, but were injured by him. Even the 5 elders came forward to push Lucifer back. Beside Kaido, Yan Calamity Ember said in a low voice. 5 elders, Admiral, hey, they're just a bunch of trash. Being beaten like this by a brat proves that they are nothing more than that. However, this kid's strength is very good, and he has the value of cooperation. If he is interested, he can join hands with me to destroy this world. What Kaido wants most is to start a war that spreads all over the world, and then completely destroy this boring world. Lucifer's strength and his crazy behavior made Kaido very interested, thinking that Lucifer was the same kind of person as him. Just then, Jack the Drow spoke. Master Kaido, some time ago Doflamingo contacted us, wanting to establish a cooperative relationship with the Beast's pirates. What he's asking is for us to help him get rid of Lucifer. Doflamingo is one of the underground kings with a wide network of contacts. He couldn't handle Lucifer himself, so he could only sleep. Beast's Pirates was one of the boosts he sought. Doflamingo? The flamingo? When mentioning Doflamingo, Kaido looked disdainful. The title of the so-called 7 warlords of the sea is worthless in his eyes. There are a lot of people who want to cooperate with Lousy. Who is he, dare to ask for it? Ignore him. Lousy has no time to participate in his personal grievances. Yes, Master Kaido. Jack respectfully accepted the order. Kaido only looks like a reckless man on the surface, but he still has basic cognition. Lucifer can single-handedly push Mariajoy and wound Aokiji Kizaru with 2 marine admirals. He has proved that his strength can be compared with 4 emperors. Kaido only wants to win over Lucifer now, so how could he become enemies with Lucifer because of a Doflamingo? New World, Seas of All Nations, Cake Island. Well, this Lucifer is really capable. Aunt 4 Emperors was sitting on the sofa, drooling wildly while reading the newspaper, and the desire in her eyes grew even higher. She had taken a fancy to Lucifer's strength and his status as a suspected rare race, and wanted to recruit Lucifer to marry her daughter. The stronger Lucifer is now, the more she wants it. According to Lucifer's sailing route, you should have entered the New World by now, right? Is Snug ready? Send him out to sea at once to find Lucifer and bring him back to Cake Island. Mom. Judging from Lucifer's current record, Snug is not Lucifer's opponent. W. If Lucifer refuses to join us, Snug will be in danger. Katakuri said in a low voice. Reject? Does she dare to refuse my mother? The aunt's eyes widened immediately, and a burst of truth broke out. Her expression was very ferocious and terrifying. She didn't consider the possibility of Lucifer's rejection at all, she just wanted it. Compared to the muscular guy Kaido, the 4 Emperors' aunt's brain is actually worse. Although she is quite old, her mentality is still like that of a child, very pure. When you see something you like, you want it, whether others want it or not. When others refuse, she throws a tantrum and destroys it. If you can't get it, you will destroy it. This is also one of the characteristics of children. That's right, Mom, as far as I can tell, Lucifer will 100% say no, he's not the next generation. Lucifer is not a person who is inferior to others, and will not agree to our solicitation. We made a mistake in our judgment before. Lucifer is very strong, and Snug is no match for him at all. In fact, Katakuri wants to say that he is not Lucifer's opponent. In the entire BIGMOM, only the 4 Emperors can fight Lucifer. If you want to recruit Lucifer, you have to do it yourself. But it's impossible for Katakuri to say these words, and it doesn't make sense to reason with the 4 Emperors' aunt. Unfortunately, Mom, we couldn't get Lucifer. Katakuri sighed. Unable to recruit? That's not necessarily true. Well. Send that kid an invitation to the tea party and invite him to Cake Island. A dangerous light flashed in the aunt's eyes. Obviously, Katakuri's words didn't dissuade Big Mom. Aunt's obsession is very deep. As long as she wants something, she will do whatever it takes to get it. Send the order, Katakuri, to prepare for this year's tea party. Well. The aunt's laughter echoed in the palace, extremely ear-piercing. Yes, Mom. Katakuri's expression remained unchanged, and he respectfully exited the palace after accepting the order. New World, a small island of ice and snow. In the mountain cave, the red hair pirates are holding a bonfire banquet here. This Lucifer is really amazing. This time he really stole the limelight. Even our limelight was taken away by him. That's right. I haven't seen such a brave rookie for many years who dared to invade Mariajoy alone. After this incident, the amount of his reward will definitely skyrocket, right? More than 1 billion is sure. Maybe it can exceed 2 billion. At that time, only the captain and the deputy captain of our pirate group will have more bounties than him. A group of pirates laughed and talked about Lucifer. Next to him, red-haired Shanks stared at the newspaper in his hand with a serious expression on his face. What's the matter? Aren't you very optimistic about this newcomer? His expression is terrifying. Beckman put a glass of wine next to the redhead and said with a smoke ring. The red hair shook his head. I am very optimistic about his strength, and his aptitude is also unique, but he is too dangerous, so I have a bad feeling. The redhead was really optimistic about Lucifer at first, because he is a rare rookie pirate. Qualified, powerful, very young, very similar to him. But Lucifer's actions were too crazy, which made the redhead feel a little bit shocked. Single-handedly bulldozing the holy land of Mariajoy sounds great, and it's even more powerful when done. But this is crazy, it's not something normal people would do. Lucifer's behavior reminded him of someone. The legendary forbidden pirate Lox. If Lucifer is really the same kind of person as Lox, then it is not only Marine and pirates who are threatened, but the whole world. Combined with Lucifer's previous behaviors, plus this incident. At this moment, Shanks is sure that Lucifer is not the successor of Roger's will, he is more like the successor of Lox. Lucifer's madness will one day threaten the whole world. Okay, don't worry about it, we haven't finished our own business yet. Beckman said with a smoke ring. Huh? What else do we have for ourselves? The redhead was dumbfounded. Hey, you don't think it's over after defeating those competitors? What about the territory? Where is our territory? Compared to Whitebeard and the three of them, our territory is far from enough. Beckman shook his head, looking helpless. It was exhausting to meet such a funny captain, and to have him, the deputy captain, worry about everything. Ha 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 ha, territory is not important, as a pirate, the most important thing is freedom. The redhead laughed. So what if the land is small? We red hair pirates are already 4 emperors, no one can deny that. It doesn't matter if you have less territory, as long as you can sail freely on the sea. Our strength doesn't need territory to prove it. That's right, the captain has a point. Brothers, the party is on. The atmosphere in the mountain caves is very lively, and the outside world is snowing heavily, and the extreme cold can't affect the enthusiasm of these pirates at all. New World, Dressrosa. Doflamingo held the latest newspaper, his hands trembling a little, and a few drops of cold sweat leaked from his forehead. Damn guy, even the world government can't do anything about him? Seeing the shocking things Lucifer did, even Doflamingo couldn't help feeling powerless. Single-handedly invaded the holy land of Mariajoy. Aokiji Kizaru teamed up but was injured, even the 5 elders were helpless. This kind of strength is much stronger than him. The strength gap between the two sides is too great. Don Quixote family has no chance of winning. Joker. What now? The bastard Lucifer has entered the new world. Toribole asked with a runny nose. After knowing Lucifer's terrifying power, the cadres such as Toribole and Pika have given up the idea of revenge against Lucifer. Now they're going to pray instead that Lucifer doesn't bother them. Don't panic, it's not time to despair yet. Doflamingo growled. Where's Kaido? Did you hear back? If he can get Kaido's assistance, Doflamingo will have the confidence to deal with Lucifer. No, I haven't been able to get in touch. Toribole shook his head. Also, the pirates we contacted before also gave up cooperating with us. In order to avenge Lucifer, Doflamingo contacted many New World pirates during this time. They are all skilled and powerful. But after this incident spread, these pirates all gave up their cooperation with Doflamingo. Even if Doflamingo increased the reward several times, they did not agree. Damn it. What a bunch of bastards who play with the wind. Doflamingo's face was livid. Continue to contact Kaido, as long as you can cooperate with Kaido, it doesn't matter if there is no one else. Yes, young master. Doflamingo still has the last ray of hope, and Doflamingo is his last straw. But what he didn't know was that Kaido didn't care about him at all. Although the current Doflamingo is extremely powerful, has a wide network of contacts, and has business all over the world. But wanting to cooperate with Kaido is still a bit short of qualifications. In the original book, the reason why Doflamingo can cooperate with Kaido is because he can produce man-made devil fruit. But now, Doflamingo does not have this bargaining chip. The only thing Kaido can look at is man-made devil fruit. Kaido simply doesn't like the other resources that Doflamingo has. In the original book, once Doflamingo loses the man-made devil fruit, he will be killed by Kaido, which also proves this point. In a sea area of New World, the sun is bright and the breeze is blowing. The Nether is sailing slowly on the sea. Captain, the latest reward order has come out, and your reward is frighteningly high. Enel turned into a bolt of lightning and fell from the mast to Lucifer. Lucifer, who was lying on the beach chair, opened his eyes and accepted the reward order from Enel. The devil Lucifer, with a bounty of 2.548 billion Baileys, has committed a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Added more than 2 billion at one time, it seems that naval headquarters in the world government really went crazy this time. Lucifer smiled slightly. This kind of amount is also top in New World, only 4 Emperor's pirates is higher than Lucifer. Beside, Enel, Cavendish and Baby 5 all rolled their eyes. Did you listen to what he said, do you believe me? You've bulldozed Mariajoy, can the world government and naval headquarters not go crazy? Since the establishment of the world government for 800 years, you are the only one who dares to do such a thing, right? And with the spread of the reward order, some pirates in New World have already regarded Lucifer as the Five Emperors. Lucifer, the devil of the Five Emperors, is a great pirate who can stand on equal footing with Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mom and Redhead. As soon as he entered the New World, he ascended to the throne of the Emperor. Lucifer is not the first since the beginning of the era of great pirates. What about you? Haven't your bounties increased? Lucifer looked at the three of Enel. Although Lucifer is the only one who invaded Mariajoy this time, the three Enel, as his crew, will also be affected. Ours went up too. The three of Enel took out the reward order. Thor Enel, offering a bounty of 220 million Baileys, is a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Weasel Cavendish, with a bounty of 185 million Baileys, has committed a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Battle Maid Baby 5, with a bounty of 166 million Baileys, a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. The bounties of the three people have been symbolically increased by 100 million, which can be regarded as additional bounties brought by the Nether pirates. In addition, there is also the slave Jack who was taken away by Lucifer, and Marine also issued a reward order for him. Jack the Ripper, with a bounty of 296 million Baileys, is a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Jack the Ripper? Your guy's name is kind of bluffing. Enel held Jack's reward order and smiled playfully. That's all in the past, don't mention it. Jack, who was sitting in the corner, looked at the reward order, shook his head slightly, with a bit of bitterness in the corner of his mouth. After a few days of getting along, Lucifer and the others already knew Jack's origin. 257 was originally a Marine and a Marine Rear Admiral. Not only that, because of his repeated military exploits and sufficient strength, Naval Headquarters has decided to award him the rank of Vice Admiral. But in a mission, Jack accidentally offended the Celestial Dragons. Not only was his promotion cancelled, but he was charged with many crimes. One of the biggest crimes is the massacre of all the residents of a small town. Because of this, he got the nickname of the Ripper. Jack was framed and could not return to Naval Headquarters, but became a criminal and was wanted by Naval Headquarters. Jack ran away for more than a year, and was finally captured by the General Kizaru. After being caught, Jack was not imprisoned in Impel Down, but was sent to Mariajoy as a slave of Celestial Dragons, and was tortured for several years. It wasn't until a few days ago that Lucifer made a big fuss in the Holy Land of Mariajoy, and Jack took the opportunity to get out of trouble. The inside of Marine is really dark enough, can this be considered a righteous organization? Cavendish sneered disdainfully. It should be said that it is not the Marine that is dark, but the Celestial Dragons. As long as the Celestial Dragons are involved, Lucifer doesn't see any surprise in Jack's fate. Even if everyone in Marine knew that Jack was wronged, it was useless. No one can resist Celestial Dragons' light words. What is a Marine Rear Admiral compared to Celestial Dragons? I think there are still some people in Marine who have thought for Jack, but how the result will be, we will know what happens to Jack. The orders of the Celestial Dragons are absolute, and even the Naval Headquarters cannot defy them. Jack the Ripper, you are quite capable, you said you would play for me, right? Lucifer looks at Jack. Yes, Your Excellency saved my life, and my life will belong to Your Excellency from today on. Jack fell to his knees at Lucifer's feet and said, well, starting today, you are a member of the Nether Pirates. The Nether Pirates are short of people, but Jack is strong enough to rival Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral, and he deserves to be in the bag. Yes, thank you Captain Lucifer. Seeing Jack kneeling on the ground, Lucifer hooked his finger, and a devil fruit appeared out of thin air. You shouldn't be a capable person yet, so this devil fruit is for you. Its ability is very suitable for your nickname. Jack took the devil fruit, a little excited, but also a little confused. Captain, this fruit is. Paramecia cutting fruit is the top ability in Paramecia. If you use it well, it can greatly improve your combat power. Yes, thank you, Mr. Lu Shi. Without hesitation, Jack opened his mouth and ate the devil fruit. This is the devil fruit recovered by Lucifer with the power of speech, and Lucifer doesn't know how it tastes. But looking at Jack's distorted expression, Lucifer already knew the answer. Paramecia cuts the fruit, and the ability user can create a vacuum slash at will, and it is very powerful. Theoretically, when the cutting fruit is developed to a certain extent, anything can be cut, even space can be cut. According to the system's identification, this fruit is worth 80,000 killing points. The person with the ability to cut the fruit who died in Lucifer's hand did not display the true power of the fruit at all. It is precisely because of this that Lucifer has never recycled it, just wanting to use it to train cadres. Jack has good strength and good qualifications, and cutting fruit is very suitable for him. It would not be long before he could adapt to the power of cutting fruit. At that time, his strength can be improved a lot. Of course, Lucifer is not afraid that Jack will betray him. He can bestow fruit, and naturally he can kill him to take back the fruit. Okay, it's time to start again. Lucifer stood up and gave the order. Then Captain, where shall we go next? Asked Cavendish at the helm. Go to Dressrosa and fix a problem. Doflamingo is also anxious to come, let's go see him off. Lucifer has not forgotten that he and Doflamingo have formed a deep hatred. Now that the enemy has been formed, it is natural to cut the weeds and root them out. Otherwise, keep this guy Doflamingo, who knows what tricks he will do behind the scenes. Speaking of Doflamingo, Baby Five's expression was complicated. After all, she was originally Doflamingo's subordinate. Hey, baby, you won't be reluctant, will you? Cavendish looked at Baby Five, showing a trace of indifference. If you dare to report the news, I will not spare you. Now, Cavendish has completely regarded himself as a member of the Nether Pirates. He will not be soft when dealing with traitors. Don't worry, Baby Five won't do that, right? Baby Five. Lucifer looked at Baby Five and smiled faintly. That's right, don't underestimate me, Cavendish. Baby Five scolded. I am now a member of the Nether Pirates, and I know where I stand. That's good. In this way, the Nether accelerated and set sail, following the signpost to Dressrosa. Soon, the Nether disappeared on the sea level. Naval Headquarters, Marineford, Naval Headquarters. Sengoku is on the phone with 5 elders. I have sent someone to track down Lucifer, and he will be found soon. Lucifer is very strong, I need to make a detailed plan to act. I'm already hurrying. Okay, that's it. Sengoku hung up Bug and sighed deeply. Is it the 5 elders again? Next to him, Vice Admiral, the Chief Staff Officer, propped his chin with both hands, and asked calmly. That's right, it's the one urging us to send troops to eliminate Lucifer. Sengoku frowned, feeling a little tired. Not only physically tired, but more mentally tired. Sengoku has barely had a break since the Shrine Mariajoy was bulldozed. The Holy Land continued to exert pressure, urging the phone calls one after another without stopping at all. It is true that Lucifer killed too many celestial dragons this time, and some celestial dragons' families were almost wiped out. The surviving celestial dragons were extremely angry, and naturally wanted revenge. However, Lucifer is too powerful. How easy is it to catch him or even destroy him? Against Lucifer without any preparation, 1.3 is to let the marine soldiers die in vain. Sengoku doesn't know how to do that, so he uses the Dragable. The future is long, and their marine has been preparing to eliminate Lucifer, but how long this preparation will last is beyond his control. Let them go in a hurry. Celestial dragons are a bunch of garbage, the world would be cleaner if they died. Next to him, Garp, sitting on the couch, laughed. When laughing, stuff donuts into his mouth one by one, and eat them with relish. Hearing the news that the celestial dragons suffered heavy casualties, Garp was in a good mood and his appetite was whetted. Not only do I have to eat 100 more bowls every day, but one even broke the record of eating donuts several times. Shut up. Garp, stop talking nonsense. While equally displeased with the celestial dragons, Sengoku won't be as outspoken as Garp. You know, even slandering celestial dragons and insulting celestial dragons behind their backs is an unforgivable capital crime. Even Marine Vice Admiral cannot escape sanctions. That is to say, Garp bears the name of a marine hero, and his prestige is too high, and his good friend Sengoku has been wiping his ass, so it has been able to live in peace for so many years. If it was an ordinary marine who dared to be so bold, he would have been eradicated by the world government long ago. Ha 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 ha. Ignore those idiots, Sengoku, get out the tea, I just bought senbei. Garp ignored Sengoku's yelling and instead pulled out a bag of senbei after eating the donuts. Ah. Sengoku shook his head and sighed deeply. He was too tired to argue with Garp today. At this moment, a burst of hurried footsteps sounded outside the door, and then a Marine Rear Admiral broke into the office. Your Excellency Marshal, something serious has happened. What's the matter? Is Lucifer messing up again? Sengoku's expression changed. Every time someone reports something big, it tends to involve Lucifer. He didn't want to hear those words at all now. As soon as he heard these words, he had a splitting headache. No, this time it has nothing to do with Lucifer, it's an accident in the science unit. The guy of the Marine Science Corps caused an experimental accident in Punk Hazard. Now, the 2 research institutes on the island have been blown up, and the Marine station there suffered heavy casualties. Because of the spread of poison gas, the entire Punk Hazard has now become an island of poison gas 10, and the casualties are still increasing. Normally, Sengoku might feel anxious when he hears such big news. After all, Punk Hazard is one of Marine's most important experimental bases, and the accident is a great loss. But now, not only was he not in a hurry, but he was relieved. As long as it's not Lucifer's mess. What is a mere experimental accident compared to Lucifer's invasion of the Holy Land? Send someone to arrest Guy, and at the same time rescue the wounded on the island, and see if the poisonous gas on the island can be eliminated. If it doesn't work, lock down the entire Punk Hazard. Sengoku took his time and gave orders. Yes, Your Excellency. Marine Rear Admiral saluted respectfully, then exited the office. Sengoku leaned back on the recliner, took a sip from his teacup, and breathed a sigh of relief. Now, as long as he doesn't hear about Lucifer's troubles, it's good news for him. New World, aboard the Nether. Lucifer lay on the bow, enjoying the sun and sea breeze. On the deck behind him, Enel and Cavendish are playing cards. With the addition of Jack, they finally made up 4 people. But they didn't play so easily either, with Lucifer giving them a field of gravity. When the 4 play cards, they are subjected to the tempering of gravity all the time. Even moving a finger takes a lot of physical and mental effort. The new world is full of hidden dragons and crouching tigers, and the strong are like clouds. If they want to gain a firm foothold here, they must practice harder. Boom. 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 Suddenly, an explosion sound came from a distance. Lucifer hooked his finger, canceling the gravity field. The 4 quickly stood up from the deck and looked towards the sea area southeast of the Nether. I saw 3 warships rapidly approaching the Nether. While approaching, the guns continued to fire. Hey, are there any Marines who dare to come to your door? Cavendish was a little amused. You know, now that the Nether pirates have completely established their reputation, when Marine meets the Nether pirates at sea, they immediately turn around and flee. It's been a long time since I saw Cavendish who took the initiative to throw himself into the trap. Their target is not us, but the guy in the sky. Enel looked at the sky in front of the warship, and there was a breath fleeing quickly. Marine shells were aimed at that man. When Lucifer and others discovered the warship, the Marine observers on the warship also discovered the Nether. Vice Admiral, the Flying Squirrel, traces of the Nether pirates have been found in the sea ahead. On the warship, a Marine colonel came behind the Vice Admiral Flying Squirrel and reported respectfully. Ghost pirates, Lucifer. Vice Admiral's Flying Squirrel's hand holding the knife suddenly tightened. He looked at the fleeing figure in the sky, and a trace of unwillingness flashed in his eyes. At the same time, looking at the Nether in the distance, deep hatred emerged in the depths of his pupils. But soon, all kinds of emotions were forcibly suppressed by him. Send the order, the whole army retreats. Yes, Lord Vice Admiral. When the order was issued, the 3 warships immediately turned their bows and fled towards the distance. No way, who let them meet Lucifer? Naval Headquarters has already issued an order to give up all missions when encountering the Nether pirates at sea, and to save their lives first. Although unwilling, the Vice Admiral Flying Squirrel has no choice. He is not afraid of death, but there are thousands of Marine soldiers behind him. He couldn't drag thousands of Marine soldiers to die with him. Oh, run away. On the Nether, Cavendish looked at the 3 fleeing warships and yelled. I thought they had a bit of backbone, but I didn't expect them to be a bunch of cowards. Meet Captain Lucifer. Isn't it normal for Marine to escape? What's all the fuss about? I'm even more curious, who is Wei who was hunted down by 3 warships? Enel looked at the cloud of gas in the sky. Although there was no human form, observation hockey told him that it was a person. Catch him back and ask, will you know? Lucifer smiled faintly, raised his hand to point at the fleeing gas in the sky, and grabbed it hard, universal pull. A gravitational force exploded, and the gas in the sky was instantly torn apart, and was then captured by Lucifer and brought back to the Nether. With a bang, the gas hit the deck, and a human figure appeared. Who? How dare you catch me? Do you want to die? The visitor was very irritable, and immediately yelled curses after regaining his physical body, but he was quickly stunned, cold sweat broke out on his face, and he froze in place. Say it. Why don't you continue talking? Enel's eyes are not good, and his body is full of light. Cavendish has sharpened his knife, Baby Five's hand has turned into a huge cannon barrel, and his fist covers armament hockey's jack. But these are not the worst. The most terrible thing was Lucifer standing in front of everyone, staring at him playfully. I wonder who it is. It's Caesar Clown. No wonder he has such a bad temper. The person hunted down by Marine is Caesar Clown Current, the mad scientist who created the man-made devil fruit in the original book. Lucifer didn't expect that he would meet him here. I remember that in the original book, Caesar Clown defected in 1516, and I think it is now. After that, Caesar Clown will meet Doflamingo, and then be recruited by him to make artificial devil fruit for him, thus establishing a cooperative relationship with Kaido. But now, Guy is cut off by Lucifer. It can only be said that this is God's will. Even God is helping Lucifer, arranging fate to send Guy to Lucifer. Lulu Lucifer, why are you here? When Caesar Clown Lucifer, it was like seeing a scourge. Frightened, he quickly stepped back a few steps, and at the same time his body turned into a gas form, flying into the sky to escape. Lucifer's reputation is not only against Marine, but also against pirates. Lucifer killed more pirates than Marine. Caesar Clown didn't want to die, so he could only run away. Hey, now that you're here, it's too embarrassing for us to leave without saying hello? Enel was the fastest, and with a flash of lightning, he teleported to the sky above Caesar Clown's head, and the pitch-black gold rod hit Caesar Clown's head, knocking Caesar Clown down into the sky. Cavendish and Jack also shot at the same time, one from the left and the other from the right, causing Caesar Clown to be injured again. Guy slammed heavily on the deck of Nether, spurting out a mouthful of blood. Immediately, the knife flashed, and Baby Five's arm turned into a machete, which was already placed on Caesar Clown's neck. Just escaped from the tiger's mouth, but fell into the pack of wolves again. Caesar Clown really wanted to cry at this moment. Don't rush to go, sit down and chat. Lucifer sat in front of Guy and said with a smile. What are you talking about? Guy swallowed his saliva and smiled dryly. Looking at you, you should have defected to Marine by now. Do you want to come to my ship? Regardless of Guy's identity as a scientist, he is also a Logia gas fruit capable user. There are still very few Logia capable users, and Vasilishi has great destructive power and toxicity. For that alone, Lucifer is worth recruiting. Take refuge in you? Guy rolled his eyes and suddenly felt that this was not bad. Although Lucifer is a rookie, his strength is terrifying, stronger than Marine Admiral, enough to protect him. And now that Lucifer has rushed into the new world, he will soon establish his own huge power. At that time, he, who is attached to this force, will naturally be able to get support and continue his own research. Caesar Clown's dream is very simple. He wants to surpass Vegapunk and become the world's #1 scientist. With Lucifer's protection, he has a great possibility to realize this dream. And Guy glanced at the scimitar on his neck, and the few people around who were staring at him, and swallowed again. Although Lucifer invited him, he didn't give him the right to refuse at all. If he dared to say no, he would be decapitated in the next second. Okay, I agree. I am willing to be your subordinate. Guy nodded again and again. Sure enough, it's a pleasure to talk to smart people. Lucifer waved his hand, and Baby Five immediately removed the scimitar. Guy breathed a sigh of relief. The killing intent that made his scalp numb finally subsided. Let's get to know each other. This is Marine Scientist, Caesar Clown Current. Lucifer pointed to Guy and introduced his identity. Don't look at him like this, he is a Logia gas fruit capable person, and his strength is not bad. Sure enough, he's also Logia. When he shot just now, Enel had already seen Caesar's ability. Hey, goat, do you want to have a fight and see which is stronger, lightning or gas? Thunder and lightning rose from Enel's body, full of fighting spirit. No. No need, I admit defeat. Besides, I'm a scientist, not a combatant. Guy's head is still hurting from being hit by Enel just now. How dare he fight him? Although Caesar Clown is a Logia-capable user, his main focus is on scientific experiments. Usually, he didn't pay attention to training his own strength. Once the fruit ability was restrained, or he faced the armament hockey user, he would immediately be useless. Caesar Clown is the type who relies too much on Logia's abilities. Let's talk about armed color and observation hockey. Caesar Clown's level is not very high, barely comparable to Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral. But when he met the Naval Headquarters Elite Vice Admiral of Grandmaster Armament Hockey, Guy lost more than he won. After entering the new world, hockey's power is the key. Of course, when Guy meets Lucifer, things will change very quickly. With Lucifer's devilish training, Guy's strength will soon be reborn. And just like that, Lucifer gets another Logia crew. The Nair continued on, heading for Dressrosa. A week later, the Erebus entered the Dressrosa waters. Dressrosa is a tropical island with a resort style, known as the country of love, passion and toys. There are a large number of mushroom rocks on the nearby coast, and the island is full of the fragrance of flowers and is famous all over the world for its delicacies. Dressrosa's fame in the New World has been even greater since Doflamingo ruled the country. Countless people come here to travel every year. However, the beauty of Dressrosa is only on the surface, hidden under the beauty and passion is endless darkness. 6 years ago, Doflamingo took the country with his pirates. From that day on, the darkness began, and Dressrosa gradually became a land of toys. In fact, those toys are all changed by human beings. Dressrosa is full of laughter and laughter every day. I don't know how many silent cries and despair are hidden. It's really wicked, as expected of celestial dragons. Lucifer boarded Dressrosa, looked at the toys all over the street, and shook his head slightly. This is exactly the same as what he saw in the holy place of Mariajoy, and the scene in Dressrosa is a replica of Mariajoy. The same superficial beauty, deep filth and evil. Suddenly, Lucifer frowned, and his eyes instantly locked on the direction of the distant palace. Just now he felt a sense of spying, which was not the feeling of being probed by observation hockey. Is it Violet? Lucifer quickly thought of the woman. Violet was originally the princess of Dressrosa and the one with the ability of paramecia. She can see pictures from faraway places, and she can also see through people's hearts. Simply put, it is an enhanced version of clairvoyance. Thinking about the feeling of spying just now, it was because she was spying in the dark. Captain, do you feel it too? Enel looked at Lucifer. Among the crowd, only Enel's observation hockey is comparable to Lucifer, and he also felt the spy just now. It's okay, it's just a small role, it doesn't matter. What matters is Doflamingo, as long as he doesn't run away. So what if it's discovered, Lucifer didn't intend to hide his tracks in the first place? It is so arrogant to open the door openly. Let's go directly to the palace. Doflamingo should wait anxiously. The moment you land on the island, Lucifer's observation hockey has already covered the entire island. In the depths of the palace, Lucifer sensed a very powerful aura, only slightly weaker than Marine Admiral. Only Doflamingo can possess such strength. In this way, Lucifer and others swaggered towards the high ground of the Dressrosa palace. At the same time, Doflamingo, who was in the palace, also received the news that Lucifer had landed in Dressrosa. Damn bastard. Did you really find him? In the palace, Doflamingo's expression was distorted with anger. The veins on his forehead were bulging, and blood could be seen surging. When he squeezed hard, he crushed the phone bug in his hand into a pulp. The life of a phone bug snail is indeed very dangerous. What now, Dover? With our strength alone, we are no match for Lucifer. Torabole next to him had a runny nose and looked a little flustered. The rest of the Don Quixote family all gathered in the palace, waiting for Doflamingo's order. Is it a war? Or a retreat? Pass my order, all the staff retreat from the underground port. Doflamingo finally gave the order to retreat. He was very unwilling, very angry, but also very disrespectful. Doflamingo is a hero and decisive. He knew that he was no match for Lucifer. Forcibly recklessly, can only die in vain. It is better to retreat as soon as possible to preserve the vitality. Although Dressrosa, which has been in business for many years, has been abandoned, as long as the person is still there, it is not over. As long as they escape from birth, it won't be long before they can rebuild their power and make a comeback. The underground port passage is connected to the palace, so the retreat route for Doflamingo and his party is very smooth. After the order was issued, all the Don Quixote family fled towards the underground port immediately. I'm going to run away now. Isn't it too spineless? Lucifer, who was advancing, suddenly showed a playful smile. His observation hockey has been covering the palace, so he can naturally detect their escape. Let me come, it's time for them to experience the power of God. Enel twisted his neck, and the surface of his body flashed with lightning. No, let the maid do it. Lucifer stopped Enel, looked at Baby 5, Baby 5, you can do it, use the new power I gave you. Leave it to me, Captain Lucifer. Baby 5 spit out the cigarette he was biting, and jumped to the roof of the tall building next to him. She bent down, and her upper body softened into a huge cannon barrel, aiming at the palace in the distance. There are many complex lines on the surface of the gun barrel. As the muzzle rotates, energy accumulates rapidly, and the muzzle emits a dazzling blue light. Pluton cannon. Boom. Finally, after the energy accumulation was completed, a blue energy beam shot out from the muzzle, flew thousands of meters in an instant, and hit the distant palace. Rumble. There was a big explosion in the Highland Palace, and it instantly turned into a huge fireball. The flames soared into the sky, directly forming a huge mushroom cloud. The Highland Palace was crushed by a cannonball, and even the ground collapsed and sunken. Wherever the energy beams went, rocks were melted into magma, and even steel was melted into molten iron. The shock wave from the explosion swept across, and the storm spread across half of Dressrosa. When the people on the island saw the explosion in the palace, they all fell into panic, screamed and ran away in all directions. Ah, the power is really good. Lucifer looked at the giant great fireball in the distance, and praised. It was not in vain that he worked so hard to snatch the Pluton blueprints from Frankie. After Baby 5's weapon fruit is combined with the Pluton design, the power is really different. The power of the energy beam just now is not even comparable to Lucifer's flash bomb. Although it is exaggerated to destroy an island with one shot, it is indeed easy to destroy a palace with one shot. In the future, as Baby 5's personal strength becomes stronger, sooner or later he will be able to destroy an island with one shot. The maid's version of the Pluton weapon really lives up to its reputation. Lucifer patted Baby 5 on the shoulder. She has changed back to human form from the cannon barrel. Thank you, Master Lucifer, all thanks to Master Lucifer's help. It is my honor to serve Lord Lucifer. Appreciated by Lucifer, Baby 5 blushed deeply, deeply feeling the happiness of being needed. Behind Lucifer, Enel, Cavendish, Jack and Guy spread out. After seeing the raised palace in front of him, he also looked dull. It's okay for Jack and Guy, after all, they are not familiar with Baby 5, so they don't know her real combat power. But Enel and Cavendish were shocked. They have been with Baby 5 for several months, so it can be said that they are very familiar with each other. Baby 5 has always been the weakest of the Nether pirates. But seeing the 673 blows just now, Baby 5's weakest position is about to be overthrown. The real strength of Baby 5 has obviously surpassed their imagination. Hey, maid, when did you become so sleepy? It's quite capable, Baby 5, it's really hidden. When did you learn this trick? There is no sign at all. But as a member of the Nether Pirates, it's only natural to do such a thing. Ha 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 ha. Seeing the warm atmosphere of Enel and Cavendish, the newly joined Caesar clown was so frightened that he broke out in a cold sweat. I thought Lucifer and Enel were the only two monsters in the Nether Pirates, but I didn't expect that even the most humble maid is so strong. At this moment, Guy is glad that he joined the Nether Pirates. Having a group of monsters as companions made him feel extremely at ease. Everyone stared at the burning palace in the distance, and Cavendish muttered to himself, wouldn't those people in Doflamingo be shot to death? If that's the case, then we'll save our effort. No, Doflamingo is not such a weak fellow, Jack said firmly. As a former Marine Rear Admiral, he knows the villains of the 7 warlords of the sea well. If Doflamingo was killed so easily, he wouldn't be recruited by the world government. Coming. Lucifer's pupils narrowed. Countless cold lights suddenly lit up in the sea of flames. The cold light criss-crossed, like a sharp slash, cutting the sea of fire in an instant. Then several figures jumped out from the sea of flames. They were the cadres of the Don Quixote family. The leader was Doflamingo wearing a pink coat, followed by Diamante, Pica and several other cadres, a total of 6 people. Of course, there are more than 6 cadres in the Don Quixote family, and the others didn't come out, so naturally they died in the hands of Baby 5. Bastard, it's really deceiving. Doflamingo descended from the sky, saw Lucifer and his party above the roof in the distance, his expression twisted with anger, and he trembled all over. The underground port has been completely destroyed by the artillery just now, and their retreat has been cut off. Go and deal with the others, and Doflamingo will leave it to me. Lucifer gave the order, and the moment the voice sounded, he had disappeared on the roof. Call out. The black shadow flickered away, and Lucifer appeared in front of Doflamingo in the sky as if teleported. Yo. This is the first meeting, Doflamingo. How about the meeting ceremony just now? It was done by my maid. It's powerful, isn't it? Oh, your face is a bit ugly? Is it constipation? Killing and punishing one's heart. This is blatant killing and punishing one's heart. Baby 5 turned out to be Doflamingo's men, later snatched by Lucifer. Now Lucifer turned on him with the stolen baby 5 and killed several of his cadres. Doflamingo was so angry that he almost burst out, and almost spat out a mouthful of old blood. Has that woman actually become so strong? Doflamingo glanced at baby 5 in the distance, a little unbelievable. Baby 5 used to be at the bottom of the Don Quixote family. But Lucifer won't lie to him. At this point, Lucifer has no need to lie to him. If he had known that baby 5 had such potential, he would have paid more attention to whatever he said. It's a pity that it's too late now. Hey, it's just a maid, I'll give it to you if you want, I don't care about it. Doflamingo will not show his unwillingness and anger, he is used to cover up his true emotions with ferocious laughter. Even if he is unwilling, he can't show it in front of Lucifer. Lucifer, let me meet you and see if you are as strong as others say. 5 color strings. Doflamingo grabbed 5 fingers and shot out 5 colored thin lines, which Lucifer struck. Disappear. Lucifer didn't dodge or dodge, just said something softly, and the 5 colored lines that were shot disappeared instantly. Gravity crush. Lucifer pressed lightly with his fingers, and Doflamingo was instantly attacked by gravity, and he fell into the sky rapidly, smashing the earth into a huge hole. Lucifer fell from the sky, pointed his palm at the pothole and grabbed it, Vientiane sky. Doflamingo, who was vomiting blood, was immediately caught by Lucifer. Shenluo Tianzheng. A repulsive force mixed with armament hockey hit Doflamingo, sending him flying on the spot. Doflamingo turned into a cannonball, knocked down a dozen buildings along the way, and finally slid on the ground for hundreds of meters before stopping. With this blow, Doflamingo was sent flying thousands of meters away by Lucifer. The battle has just begun, and it has already shown a one-sided posture. Doflamingo climbed up from the ruins, vomiting blood, his chest was sunken, obviously seriously injured. Hey, Doflamingo, that's not all you can do, is it? If you only have this ability, the next move will kill you. Lucifer teleported above Doflamingo's head, looking down at him. Those indifferent eyes made Doflamingo feel cold all over his body. Stop. Suddenly, an extremely ear-piercing scream came from behind. Immediately afterwards, the earth shook violently, and the entire Dressrosa shook. The ground suddenly raised, and a huge stone giant slowly took shape. One of his hands is as big as a small town. It's Pika, he is a stone fruit-capable person, who can control all the stones he touches. The stone palace at the foot of Doflamingo is a battlefield specially built for Pika. Go to hell, Lucifer. Pika's huge palm fell from the sky, covering the sky and the sun, and came towards Lucy. Rumble. Suddenly, a thick bolt of lightning fell from the sky, instantly piercing through Pika's huge palm and blowing it apart. Enel appeared in front of the stone giant. Girl, your opponent is me, don't get me wrong. Boom. A thunder dragon roared out, hit the head of the stone giant, and shattered its head on the spot. With Enel blocking it, Pika cannot protect herself, and it is impossible to come to support Doflamingo. It seems that you still have a few loyal subordinates. Lucifer looked at Doflamingo and smiled coldly. She, of course, they are all my family. Doflamingo wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and the ground under his feet instantly turned into a thin white line. Devil fruit is awakened and finally used. When Paramecia devil fruit wakes up, it will affect the things around it. Now, all the surrounding buildings and land have turned into white lines, controlled by Doflamingo. The battle has just begun, and it's too early to say who will win. White line of wasteland. Doflamingo waved his hand, and tens of thousands of white threads under his feet shot up into the sky, forming a wave-like attack, attacking Lucifer. Disappear. Lucifer still didn't dodge or dodge, raised his finger, and the white line tsunami that hit suddenly disappeared. What? How is this possible? Doflamingo's eyes widened. Although it is known from naval headquarters that Lucifer is a person with the ability to speak spirit fruit, which can affect the enemy's fruit ability, and even eliminate the fruit ability. But he didn't expect that after he used his awakening ability, Lucifer could eliminate his ability so easily. This means that the strength gap between him and Lucifer is very large, so the fruit of the afterlife can have such a large effect. In front of Lucifer, all his abilities are invalid, so what's the point of fighting? Gravity crush. At the moment when Doflamingo lost his mind, Lucifer had already launched an offensive. Another strong force of gravity pressed on Doflamingo's body, pushing him to the ground. As Lucifer pressed down with his fingers, the ground cracked inch by inch, and the cracks spread in all directions. Doflamingo's head was pressed into the mud, and he felt that his brain, blood, bones, and every inch of flesh and blood were being suppressed by gravity. A feeling of extreme humiliation tightly gripped Doflamingo's heart. You know, he is celestial dragons. Although he is a fallen celestial dragons, Doflamingo is still extremely proud. He is a descendant of God, the most noble race in the world. How has he ever suffered such humiliation? Endless anger burned in Doflamingo's heart, but no matter how he roared, he couldn't break free from the history that was pressing on his back. At this moment, not only was he physically trampled by Lucifer, but his self-esteem and pride were also shattered by Lucifer. Rumble. Finally, with a loud noise, the ground collapsed, revealing a bottomless abyss. Doflamingo fell powerlessly into the abyss, blood spurted from his body, and he did not know how many bones were broken. Lucifer. Damn bastard, I'm not going to die so easily. Go to hell. 16 rounds of holy bullets point God kills. Doflamingo exhausted his last ounce of strength to manipulate the surrounding white lines to soar into the sky, turning into 16 thick and sharp white lines with huge waves. The white thread is wrapped with high-density armed colors, which can easily pierce a small island. Mahamudra of the Sage. Lucifer was expressionless, raised his hand lightly, and a huge steel palm with a diameter of more than 100 meters suddenly condensed in the sky above his head. The palm was also covered with high-density armament hockey. Boom. With a palm drop, Doflamingo's 16 holy bullets were instantly shattered. Lucifer's armament hockey has reached its peak, much stronger than Doflamingo. His armament hockey can't stop the powerful power of the Mahamudra of the Sage. The palms pressed down layer by layer, and the endless white lines were crushed layer by layer. Rumble. A loud bang shook the sky, the entire Dressrosa Island shook violently, and a powerful shockwave erupted and swept all directions. The town under Lucifer's feet has been shattered, and a huge palm print is presented to the world. With a big wave of Lucifer's hand, the steel palm shattered and dissipated. At the same time, the surrounding white lines also turned back to stone, and the system's prompt sounded in Lucifer's mind. Ding. Host killed the pirate Don Quixote Doflamingo and gained 120,000 killing points. Why? Doflamingo deserves to be a quasi-admiral level powerhouse, worth as much as 120,000, which is Lucifer's highest solo gain so far. The last one was Naval Headquarters Elite Vice Admiral Doberman, worth 85,000 killing points, which is far behind Doflamingo. Lucifer looked under the palm prints, where Doflamingo's body was no longer to be found. Under the offensive of the Sage's big handprint, Doflamingo has been blown up, leaving no bones left. Celestial dragons? Is this not the first time I've killed celestial dragons? Lucifer showed a sneer, pointed his palm down and grabbed it hard, rebirth. After the words fell, Lucifer immediately grasped an invisible force in the palm of his hand. Soon, a white devil fruit was reborn in Lucifer's hands. Paramecia string fruit. This devil fruit is actually not top-notch in Paramecia, but Doflamingo has developed it to perfection, and even reached the state of awakening. It can only be said that it is Doflamingo who made string fruit, not string fruit who made Doflamingo. Even if Lucifer finds another person, it is impossible for him to develop string fruit to the level of Doflamingo. Dover. Little Lord. Seeing the tragic death of Doflamingo, Torbol, Pika and other cadres were all shocked, screaming and roaring. Damn it. Damn Lucifer, dare to put the young master. I kill you. Pika's sissy screams echoed through the sky as she steered the giant stone figure towards Lucifer. The fist the size of a town has not yet fallen, but it has already set off a violent gust of wind. Painting. The wind comes first, it's interesting. All jokes aside, Lucifer didn't show mercy when he shot, aiming at the huge stone man with his palm. Shenluo Tianzheng. The high-density armament hockey combines powerful repulsive force to form an invisible palm force. The power of the palm pierced through the air, distorting the space along the way, and instantly hit the huge stone man in the distance. Rumble. With a single palm hit, the stone giant was directly shattered, turning into a sky full of rubble and flying in all directions. Pika's sharp scream sounded, his body was hit by armament hockey, and the armor of his whole body was completely shattered. Damn. Damn it. Because the stone giant resisted most of the damage, Pika was not killed by a single palm, and he still had the last trace of vitality left. He wants to open his eyes, but also wants to continue to shoot Lucifer. But it is a pity that he was seriously injured and dying, his bones were smashed to pieces, and he was unable to fight anymore. Flash ray. The devil's whisper sounded again, and a laser ray instantly penetrated Pika's head and shot towards the sea outside the island. Ding. Host kills Pirate Pika and gets 45,000 killing points. Why? The system's prompt sounded, and Lucifer once again harvested a wave of killing points. The value of Pika is higher than that of Diamante. Lucifer killed Diamante and only got 30,000 killing points. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament hockey. Pinnacle observation hockey, Pinnacle. Conqueror's hockey, Pinnacle kill points, 415000. Killing 2 powerful targets in a row. Lucifer's total kill points have exceeded 400,000, reaching 415,000. Killing points exceed 410,000, and the distance to 1 million is already very fast. Lucifer glanced at the properties panel and nodded secretly. There are a lot of powerful pirate groups in New World, and it won't take long for Lucifer to collect 1 million killing points. At that time, Lucifer will be able to purchase the Conqueror's hockey field. He really wants to know, how strong is the hockey domain beyond the peak? Pika. Master Pika. At this moment, several shrill screams came from a distance, coming from the remaining cadres of Don Quixote. Seeing that Pika also died tragically at the hands of Lucifer, the remaining 4 Toribol, Senor, Gladius and Sugar are all desperate. Run. Toribol was the first to escape, turning into a ball of snot and shooting away at the missile in the distance. As a result, the Sugar lost its protection. Baby 5 seized the opportunity and blasted Granos to death with a single shot. Granos is a paramecia childlike fruit-capable person, and has no fighting power in itself. There are only a few toy soldiers around who have some strength. Because of her powerful fruit ability, Doflamingo sent Toribol to protect her. Before Baby 5 fired the Pluton cannon, Sugar survived under the protection of Toribol. Now that Toribol has escaped, a few toy soldiers will not be able to keep her. The moment Sasuke died, the ability of Tongchu fruit disappeared. The darkness of the whole Dressrosa is revealed. Countless toys in the country have all returned to human form, and their lost memories have all returned. Most of these people are nationals of the country, but there are also many pirates, bounty hunters, and even marine soldiers and CP agents. At this moment, the entire country was filled with extreme hatred for Doflamingo, and countless citizens of Dressrosa roared for revenge against Doflamingo. It's just that Doflamingo is dead, so even if they wanted to seek revenge, they couldn't find the right lord. As for marine soldiers and CP agents, they reported the situation of Dressrosa to naval headquarters and the world government. This time Dressrosa didn't have birdcage to shield the signal, so it was easy to send the message back to death. On the battlefield, Jack stared at the fleeing Toribol, and in a flash, he teleported behind him. Don't go, stay. As soon as the words fell, dozens of vacuum slashes penetrated Toribol's body. Although more than a dozen of the sharp blades passed through Toribol without hurting him, the sharp blades still hit Toribol's hidden body. Toribol let out a scream, and the disgusting mucus on his body exploded, revealing a scrawny, shriveled body. This is the true face of Toribol. He is not a Logia-capable person, he just wraps his body in mucus all the time, pretending to be Logia. Jack took advantage of the victory to pursue, and used the 6-style shaving and moonwalk together, and his figure disappeared in a flash, leaving behind a vacuum slash. That is the ability to cut fruit, as if it can cut even space. Toribol's head soared into the sky, and the blood from the broken neck flew half a foot high. On the other side, the battle between Cavendish and Gladius was also decided. Cavendish released the second personality Hakuba, and left hundreds of sword wounds on Gladius with a gust of swordsmanship. Hundreds of sword wounds formed in an instant, and after Hakuba stopped attacking, Gladius fell into a pool of blood. As Cavendish's strength became stronger, Hakuba's swordsmanship and cruelty also greatly improved. In addition, the Senor who died in the hands of Guy, Doflamingo and the cadres he brought out were all killed, and no one survived. Lucifer fanned the wings of the devil to suspend in the sky, exerted the power of the fruit of the spirit words, and recovered all the devil fruits of these people. Childlike fruit, rocky fruit, sticky fruit, popping fruit, watery fruit. Together with Doflamingo's string fruit, Lucifer harvested a total of 6 devil fruits. In fact, several cadres who died at the bottom of the palace were also fruit ability users, but they were too far away and died for too long. Lucifer could no longer recover them. But recovering 6 devil fruits is considered a bumper harvest. Call. Lucifer flapped his demon wings and fell from the sky, landing on the roof of a tall building. Enel, Cavendish and others quickly gathered behind Lucifer. Is that the end? It's too simple, isn't it? Enel still has something to say. It's really easy, and it's a little unbelievable. Jack also felt a little too simple. Doflamingo is the best among Shichibukai. Marine chased and killed him for many years without success, which shows how strong he is. Now it was so easily destroyed by the Nether pirates. It can only be said that it is not that Doflamingo is too weak, but that Lucifer is too strong. The strongest Doflamingo was crushed in the face of Lucifer, and he was beaten to death in just a few moves. Without Doflamingo, the rest of the cadres would naturally be on the verge of collapse. So far, another 7 warlords of the sea has fallen, and the Don Quixote family has been declared dead. At the same time, naval headquarters in the world government also received news that Doflamingo had been defeated. Boom. In the marshal's office, Sengoku slapped his desk into pieces. Is that Lucifer bastard again? I should have thought of that. Before that, the Vice Admiral Flying Squirrel sent back news that the Nether pirates had appeared in the waters near Punk Hassa Island and kidnapped the defected scientist Caesar Clown. Punk Hassa Island is very close to Dressrosa. According to Lucifer's habit of hunting powerful pirates, the next target is obviously Doflamingo. Now, Doflamingo had been defeated, and it was too late for them to receive the news. TCH. What's there to be nervous about? It's a good thing Doflamingo was defeated. What he did to Dressrosa would kill him 10 times. One less scum of the sea, you should be happy, Sengoku. On the sofa beside him, Vice Admiral Garp laughed heartily. The marine soldiers in Dressrosa not only brought back news of Doflamingo's defeat, but also reported the darkness of Dressrosa to the naval headquarters. Now naval headquarters knows what Doflamingo is up to. Manipulating the people, selling weapons, leading wars, killing marines, and controlling the country are all heinous crimes, enough to make Doflamingo lose the name of Shichibukai. Of course I know that Doflamingo's death is not a pity, but he is Shichibukai, and he is the power of marine on the surface. After this incident, Shichibukai's prestige will definitely suffer. There is one Moria missing, and now Doflamingo has been defeated, and the majesty of Shichibukai has been trampled to nothing by Lucifer. It wasn't Doflamingo that Sengoku was worried about, but Shichibukai. After Doflamingo's incident was exposed, it would definitely deal a blow to the majesty of 7 warlords of the sea. As a force to balance the sea, the 7 warlords of the sea plays a big role, and it is also very important to marine. If Shichibukai loses its deterrent power, the pirates on the sea will become even more unscrupulous, and it will be marine who will suffer losses. It's too late to send people over now. Let's think about how to deal with this matter first. This behavior of wiping the pirates' ass really made Sengoku feel very uncomfortable. But he had to. I'm afraid it's too late to cover up the news, and now we can only use the old method. Crane Vice Admiral said calmly. That's all there is to it. Sengoku sighed deeply. The so-called old way is to fabricate facts and embezzle the facts. Transfer the credit for defeating Doflamingo to Marine, and declare to the world that Marine exposed Doflamingo's various crimes. In order to demonstrate Marine's justice, Marine removed Doflamingo from 7 warlords of the sea and sent troops to eradicate him. In this way, the matter of Doflamingo will not affect Marine. Marine can also use this to save face. Through some public opinion, the impact of this incident can be minimized. Politicians' methods are extremely dirty, and naval headquarters in the world's governments have long been proficient in the use of such dirty methods. However, Lucifer did something big again, which made Sengoku feel slightly relaxed again. Before he had been clean for a few days, Lucifer started making trouble again. If this continues, no matter how skilled Mr. Tony is, he can't save his gray hair. Celestial Dragon's Shrine, Mariajoy. After Mariajoy was invaded by Lucifer, it has not yet been rebuilt. Only the huge Pangu city in the center was preserved, standing in ruins. In the Pangu City Palace, the 5 elders have also received the news that Doflamingo was beheaded by Lucifer. This kid is really fast. Another Shichibukai died in his hands. The blonde 5 elders stood by the window, speaking flatly. This was originally Sengoku's purpose for letting him into New World. According to Lucifer's mad dog-like personality, he will soon confront 4 emperors, and then Marine will be able to reap the benefits. However, there are advantages and disadvantages. A mad dog bites people regardless of their status. Doflamingo is a proof. If we are not careful, we are the ones who get hurt. Curly-haired 5 elders swept his eyes, revealing a hint of coldness. It's good for us if Doflamingo is dead, so no one will know the secrets he holds. Holding the sword, 5 elders wiped the long sword in their hands, paying no attention to Doflamingo's death. What about Lucifer? Is it possible he knows Doflamingo's secret? Asked the bearded 5 elders, staring. Impossible. Lucy has no reason to do this, and it is impossible for him to know that there is such a secret. The bald 5 elders affirmed. That's good, but Doflamingo is celestial dragons after all, and we can't remain indifferent if he dies. Coupled with Lucifer's previous crimes of invading the Holy Land, this harmful element must be eradicated with all our strength. There's a lot of pressure from celestial dragons. Holding the sword, 5 elders retracted his long sword, and a killing intent burst out in his eyes. Sengoku said that he is preparing a plan, so why not leave this matter to Marine? Sengoku is playing for time, he won't bother Lucifer anytime soon. The blonde 5 elders shook his head, and the rest agreed. The 5 elders are old men who have dominated the world for many years. How can they not see Sengoku's delaying tactics? It's just that Lucifer's strength is indeed terrifying, and 5 elders also understand Sengoku's approach of making decisions before moving. But the celestial dragons kept putting pressure on them, so the 5 elders had to act accordingly.